Crash northbound I-25 at 6th Avenue. That's been cleared out of the way. All lanes are back open. Got a few crashes off highway. Got a crash coming in Lincoln Avenue and Stonegate. That's east of Chambers, causing big delays. Avoid the between Dartmouth and Islip as well. Got a wreck in the cleanup stages at 64th and Piccadilly, another area off highway to avoid. The rest of the drive in the metro area in fairly decent shape. The weather forecast, going to be sunny today with a high near 66. Tonight, partly cloudy overnight, a low of 29. Right now, fair and 45. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Pete Wagner.
Okay, we're up.
Discover matches all the cash back you earn on your credit card.
Morning, everyone.
It's amazing because Discover is accepted at 99% of places in the U.S. that take credit cards. Learn more at discover.com/yes. 2020 Nielsen Report. Limitations apply.
This is Brent Ivinson with Ideal Home Loans. When I got into the mortgage business in 1996, I never thought we'd see interest rates that began with a 2. That's right, 30-year fixed rates right now at 2.625%, with an APR of 2.701% by calling Ideal Home Loans at 303-867-7000. Imagine refinancing your home and never having to worry about it again. That's how low rates are right now. You can consolidate bills, you can pay off debt, you can get cash out for home improvements. You can even go to a shorter term and save yourself 6 figures in payments and interest. Don't miss out on the lowest rates that we have ever seen. And thanks to our digital technology.
Did you find the text, Dan?
I sent it in, and they say this is an appointment. They'll let me know. So
online at idealhomeloans.com.
It's, I tell you, yesterday when I got home and I tried to do it, they said, go look at another place, go look for another place, go look for another place.
The Troubleshooter.
That's right.
If I were you, I'd call that old company up and tell them take their health insurance.
Man, let me tell you.
Join the state for everything.
10 seconds. If Mark is there, tell him try Access 4.
Try Access 4, Mark.
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Yeah.
Solve problems, answer questions, take complaints. This hour brought to you by Silver Leaf Mortgage. Let me tell you about Silver Leaf Mortgage. They are for reverse loans, okay? Silver Leaf Mortgage, reverse loans. And what I love about them is how they help seniors. If you have a home that's in disrepair and you have equity and you need to get it repaired or you need to help get it ready for an appraisal, they actually have a Forever Home Foundation, a nonprofit foundation that will help fix up the house to get it ready for a reverse loan. There are so many people that end up losing their homes because they have equity, but they can't make the payments, and the home is in disrepair. If that's your case, Forever Home Foundation can help. This is Silverleaf Mortgage at your call, and I'm going to give you the number. Now listen, they're not out to slam people into reverse loans. They want to make a reverse loan for those where it works. And let's face it, people, if you have equity, there's no reason not to live off it. I mean, you might want to leave it to a kid, who knows, but I have to tell you something. I think your kids would want you to live your best life. And they do they do a wonderful job dealing with you, counseling, and helping you through it. So give them a call, Silverleaf Mortgage, okay? It's 720-458-4052. 720-458-4052. Or look them up, silverleafmortgage.com. Silverleafmortgage.com. I love recommending good people. I really do. Let's talk about stuff. Corey, what's going on? Corey, I'm going to tell you first. What's happening?
So I'm in the work release program in the Jefferson County Jail, and I got sentenced back in January 13th. The judge sentenced me to 2 years of work release. So on January 14th, the work release department figured my good time, my release date that I've known since January 14th was March 31st of this year, of 2021. Well, COVID happened. They started kicking people out. You know, release.
2020, right? 2020?
Yeah. Yeah, what's going on this year? So my release date is coming up March 31st, and as of Monday, the Jefferson County Jail changed not only my out date and added 83 more days, so almost 3 months. Every single inmate in there, they're telling people that they calculated the good time wrong and that everybody has to stay an additional 3 months. Well, what's going on, and this is why I want to raise awareness, what they're doing is illegal. Okay, the judge can change my sentence. They're trying to play the dumb card and say, oh, we miscalculated the good time. So they're making all the working inmates stay longer, 3 months
it's
longer.
All math.
To give you an example, I pay $24 a day, 7 days a week. That's what I pay. That's my rent. So just with this 83 days of them telling me that I'm not getting released now, not on my original release date, they're making $2,000 just off of me. There are inmates in there that pay as high as $70 a day, 7 days a week. And they're not providing proof. I've called, I've emailed, I've asked, show me the proof on how you did your calculation for my March 31st release date, and show me the proof of your new calculation. They won't get back to me. First, they were telling inmates. Now they're not saying anything. My alcohol...
Corey, there's a whole bunch of stuff I need to ask. On the work release program, you work and go to jail at night. Is that how it works?
So that's how it worked for the first 4 months. Now I'm on the in-house detention. So I work and I go home. I have the ankle monitor and the breathalyzer I carry around with me. It's just the same thing, except I'm still paying the money and I'm not sleeping in jail. You have to do that for 120 days, and then they send you home with an ankle bracelet, but they still get paid. So during COVID, they let all kinds of people out see, I got sentenced January 13th. So if they calculated my good time wrong, what about all the people they already kicked out during COVID and that went home? How come it's just the inmates that are stuck there now? And I think it's because they're a privately owned jail, they're running out of money for COVID, and they're not sentencing anybody right now. So they're almost out of money, but they're lying to everybody and saying they miscalculated the good time wrong. Well, they already let a bunch of people out, and now they're making us stay for 3 months. I mean, what this is doing stress-wise, yeah.
I understand what you're saying. This is Jefferson County Jail. You say it's a private jail?
That's what I've heard. That's what I've heard through my alcohol counselor, through all kinds of different people, that they're a privately owned jail and they can do whatever they want.
I don't know. Let's verify that, okay? I don't know if they are.
Okay.
What you're saying has some logic to it. If they had to let people out and they're losing money, and they are jail. I mean, if they're private, they would be losing money. Our regular jails are losing inmates for sure. So, and they are letting people out. And the work release people are the easiest people to keep because there's no overhead there, not really, because you're paying as you go. But on the work release, what I want to know is this. When you talk about good time, I was always under the impression that good time was a privilege, not a right, that they can calculate it, I mean, the way they see fit. Anything? What? Oh, I'm down. We're down. I can't.
Mark, take it. Mark, you there? Mark, we don't hear anything. Are you down too? Gotta be up.
14 months. To me, that sounds about right. 14 months.
Well, I'm sorry. I'm naive or I'm ignorant when it comes to jail time, but you just said you got 2 years. Why is 14 months normal?
Because they calculate good time. For good
Okay, so don't you think? So you're saying good time is almost, what is that, 40%? Good time is 40%? Hey, let's do this, Daft. Daft, do me a favor. Let's get Joe Lazare on. Hold on a second, Corey. Let me get a criminal attorney up that knows everything, okay? So hold tight, man. I'll come. Can you can hold, right?
You know, if they made an honest mistake...
Corey, I want to get one of our experts up. You can hold, correct?
Oh, yeah, I can hold.
All right, hold tight. Hold tight. 303-713-8255. 303 Martino. Scott, what is going on with you?
I'm on Access 2. Testing. Well, I'm getting return audio.
Well, what talking about that 80-something-year-old woman that needed a vehicle?
Hello?
Yeah, now I'm getting you. What's up?
Thinking of the right one. I think I saw one of your emails. So.
All right. I couldn't hear you at first, but here you are. All right.
Payments.
Going up.
I think they're threatening to repo it, something along those lines.
Yeah, listen, Mark.
Correct.
This is the way I want to handle this one. We were concerned.
Go ahead.
We were concerned with how this is going to work and that it wasn't someone trying to take advantage of the situation. I'm convinced that he's not trying to take advantage of the situation, but I wanted him to explain what he proposes. And I think what he was proposing sounded acceptable to me, and I just wanted to outline it to see if I understood it correctly. Are you there, Scott?
Sure. Yeah, first of all, guys, what really struck me about her call, there were two things. One is that even though you guys recognized that she got screwed on the original purchase, and I recognize that, she wasn't complaining about it at all. She was just looking for advice. And the second thing that really struck me was she wasn't asking you to get her something for free. She just needed some advice. She was trying to figure out how to get herself out of a bad situation. And honestly, something just struck me about it, and I turned the radio off and called my wife, and I said, "Hey, I'm about to do something crazy. Are you with me?" And she's totally on board. So yeah, we've kind of tried to figure out what the best way is to help her.
Tom, let's take a break, and right after the break, let's dig into what he's offering.
Let's do it.
Clear. Dad was trying to get Joe Lazare up, this Corey guy, but Joe's not answering.
Just dropped.
Yes.
Yeah, a couple times. Had to reconnect a couple times.
Listen, Mark, to ask Mark how he can keep the laptop from sleeping, that's the problem.
Tom thinks it went to sleep, but I don't know, Tom, we've done this before. And
10 seconds, the 15-second Joe Lazare.
Kind of like when I play racquetball with Dan.
And I still win.
Joseph A. Lazara is a criminal defense attorney I hope you never need. But as you hear on this show, we get calls all the time from people involved in crime in one way or another. And listen, sometimes you make a mistake, sometimes it's a false accusation, whatever it is. Joe Lazara, 303-429-6200.
When it comes to your business, there's a lot of things.
How do I keep this from falling asleep?
Which one? Your
laptop, the little
You need to check
out
research.
Okay, I got it. System settings. Hold on.
This question is maybe it's
I think it's under display.
Maybe it's
power and sleep. Got it. I found it.
Your business. Maybe you don't even know what question.
You can read that gas too.
That's a research record.
When it's plugged in, turn off. Never.
See, but it's never done it before.
I don't hear it.
Okay. 2 hours. 4 hours.
Very smarter business decisions for less than you think.
You know, Dan,
the size of your business,
you're pretty lucky we didn't play
tools to learn at an affordable price. So discover what.
Because I would have whooped up on you even worse, or what? What do you think?
If I won in my present position, you would never.
How do I save these settings now?
Here's
Dan is best for you. ResearchRaccoon.com.
In fact, what I would have done is use one hand.
There's no save settings.
Oh, we'll just try. I think you can just leave it there.
I don't think you should aim them on Windows 10. You kind of turn the switch on or off.
With home value service
Yeah.
however, a rate
automatic
historic
save.
lows, now may be the best time to prepare changes. Last time
We are We have a weak connection here, Mark.
Again, 720-895-0500. Many of our clients
I can see it. It's weak.
have their equity.
Did you try your 5G? Did you try connecting your phone to the home now?
Can I connect my phone to this laptop?
Yeah, so light up your
Personal? Yeah.
Call Affordable Interest Mortgage.
Got it.
720-895-0500. That's
Personal money. Then I do what?
We are locally owned and operated since 2001. Our reputation for putting you first with straight answers and listening.
How do I do that?
In Colorado. Let us help you protect
go
your
to
home.
the
Take
laptop down on the bottom right,
720-895-0500.
and you'll
Where
see
it's all
where
about you.
the wireless thing is, just like on the one you have, Dan, and then choose whatever your phone's called.
Pain of varicose veins.
Where is it?
Vein centers experience board
We
certified
got
Got
it.
We got 15 meg.
Then you might have to I think you got to disconnect and reconnect. Maybe not, though.
New legs to schedule your free vein screening at their Centennial, Fort Collins, Lakewood, or Louisville locations. That's 1-800
Try to figure out what kind of
UnitedVeinCenters.com, America's top vein care center.
Well, 15 meg, that should be way fast enough.
What's 15 meg?
Upload.
On his phone or what?
No, on our internet speed here.
Yeah, it should be. I want to know what his phone is. I'm curious.
5G.
No, but I mean, how fast is the speed tester?
Okay, now, Mark, when I'm connected right now, both on the network and on wireless, which one is it taking?
I don't know the answer to
I'm Dr.
that.
Andrew Russo.
Why don't you disconnect to the network?
Maybe you're waiting to talk to
Okay.
your doctor right now.
Be ready to take over. And have Mark ready to take over. I'm wobbly.
Shortness of breath, fatigue, or lightheadedness. Don't wait. Be a serious condition like
Here,
arterial
hold on.
fibrillation, which can
Now, where's our network connection on this one? Right here.
If you're having these symptoms, don't wait.
Oh, hey, man.
Disconnected.
Yeah, we just lost it here, so.
I just disconnected this one.
Lower your house payment, consolidate your debts, Steve is the mortgage doctor.
Now I'm on 5G.
Sundays at 6 and free, or Sunday mornings at 10.
I'm on 5G.
Payment Century RV. They have a wide selection. A lot of people shop.
It's more solid.
Come to Century RV right here in Colorado.
Right now it's more solid. We'll check it.
Just north of 6th Avenue between Tiffany
I'm doing it.
And then you have a Century.
Get off our back.
Get off our fucking back.
Yeah. Great service. Great selection.
Actually, he's got a 10G home.
303-453-1111.
From the Exergen Temporal Scanner of the Weather Center.
This report that is sponsored by Safeguard Soap and Sanitizer.
The neighborhood.
60 today, very warm, but 4-7.
Yeah, I gotta carry a gun here. I'm driving.
Fall. On box 31.
Oh, the blue season. Sink. Got my hands with my stomach for deep cleansing washes away
That's this
impediment,
doing that.
leaving hands clean and hydrated.
Whoa!
Safeguard against germs.
That's because this
By
is
hand
on.
washing with Safeguard.
To protect his family
This
from
is
disaster.
This is this.
By taking pictures of his important documents, he can always have them stored online.
That's because we're
More
doing this on
directions
time.
at ready.gov.
No, if you can't do it while I'm running this because it's sapping power.
Yeah, but it wasn't good.
Hi, Tom Martino here. 303-71.
All right, 303-713-8255. We're working out a few difficulties. We'll have them solved here in a minute, so don't worry about it. But 303-713-8255, that is the telephone number. Let me go back to Scott. Scott, no matter what, Tom is listening.
Hey,
so what is your idea on helping this lady? And to recap just very quickly so people understand. Woman called up. She's 3 payments behind on her car. I think it was a...
Yeah, what's up? What's up? Yes.
About $10,000 on this thing. I'm not sure the value of it. I think Dan looked it up. It was worth maybe 14, something like that. But
Yeah, what's up? You're dropping in and out.
overpaid for it, like you wouldn't believe. She paid a premium.
No, it's not steady.
Should have had this thing paid off a long time ago. I guess her credit wasn't that good, but she called up. She says, I don't know what to do. I'm through.
No, you were fine then.
What I do. So what's your idea, Scott? How do you want to help her?
I'm trying 5G to see how...
Mark, we got lots of options. I mean, the simplest and cleanest thing is if just catching her up would help her out, and if she can keep her head above the water, then I'll pay the arrearage and get her current and tell her Merry Christmas, and we can move forward.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, really, I don't know. What are the other options? So that's option number one, and then let's try to get her on. What's option number two?
Sure.
What's behind?
All right, you're going up.
Option number two would be to work with a nonprofit that's actually on your referral list, and if she could get out of her vehicle, either probably by just doing a voluntary repo, because she's got equity according to what she owes, but she's going to be paying for ever still. But if she can get out of the vehicle, then I can work with the Hands of the Carpenter organization and sponsor her into a late model vehicle at no cost to her. She'll get a title, she'll get a year of license plates, she'll get a year of insurance, all prepaid for her, and she'll have a vehicle that she doesn't have to worry about paying $600 and something bucks a month for probably the rest of her life.
Scott, I have an idea where you do a little bit of both. And
sure.
What we should try is, if you're being very kind, and what if you bought the car from her for the amount she owes on it, and then you donate that car to Hands of the Carpenter. You get the full donation for that 501(c)(3). Then Hands of the Carpenter, you donate it to them under the condition that they give it to her, and then they simply donate it to her. Do you think that would work, Mark?
That was actually my original plan, Tom, and I think there's some issues there with me trying to direct a donation, and Hands is obviously a super high integrity organization, and I just didn't want to put them in a situation that could cause them any trouble.
I don't think it would put them in a weird situation.
I don't think so at all. They choose their different people all the time.
Yeah, I mean,
but I'm definitely willing to do that. And then, frankly, like I told you guys, if the cleanest thing to do is me to just pay the car off and forego the tax benefits just to get it done for the end of the year and have her good, you know what? We'll do that too.
Scott, you're a good guy. There's no reason why you shouldn't get the benefit of a tax donation if you're going to do it. You do it through a 501(c)(3). If you bought that car, donate it to them. You would get the deduction, and then we talk to them and ask them if they would be kind enough to run it through their foundation and donate it back to the woman. It's all legit. We're not doing anything stupid. And by the way, just a programming note here, Corey, we're not done with you on that inmate thing. We got technical difficulties, and I wanted to make sure that you knew.
Well, we're trying to get up a criminal attorney, Tom.
Okay, good. So Scott, let us now. Daphne knows Hands of the Car. Daphne, aren't you on good on terms with them? You know them, don't you? As far as talking to them, you have a contact there. And you can probably facilitate this.
They're on our referral list, yeah. So
I'll if you want. I can talk to him and tell him what I'm planning. If you would feel more comfortable with me doing it, get me the contact number, name, and I will do that. Mark,
you got it.
Mark,
that would be incredible if he did that. But the first thing he mentioned was paying off her 3 months in the rearage. That's going to be what? $1,800 or something. Now we're talking about this guy paying off $10,000. I just hope you're really comfortable with that, man. I mean, that's a hell of a donation, bro.
I'm in for the whole thing. Like I said, when we made the decision, honestly there was no thought of being on the radio or turning it into some self-promotion. I just kind of thought we could do it behind the scenes quietly and get her helped out.
I picked up on that, but you are on the radio, and I like your style, and I want to know. Do you mind if I ask you about how your business is doing?
Oh, sure, absolutely. I'm the second generation. We're okay. We had a really rough April and May, like most people, because even though we weren't shut down as an essential business, most of our customers were. So folks either working from home or not working at all. That definitely hurts my customer base because I require that people are driving cars and needing them serviced. So I got to tell you, man, 48 years that my family's been in business here, and And I could have never predicted that we would go through a quarter as bad as the second quarter of this year was.
Well, you know what? We're always looking for good people. And Stan, seriously, I mean, Scott, seriously, you're with, the name is Stan's Automotive. Is that from your dad?
Correct. Stan's my dad. He retired a number of years ago, and I've got a great crew here, a bunch of guys that have been with me. Man, I've probably got 5 or 6 of my guys that have been with me for 20 years or more. And, you know, we've been blessed by our community, and if we can give something back, then, you know, that was really my intention with trying to help this lady out with her Jeep.
And we don't mind helping good people. I'm serious. So listen, Stan's Automotive in Lafayette, we're going to follow this through and let people know how this progresses. I really do appreciate your kindness. You know, Scott, isn't it a terrible world when people offer to help and Mark and I look at each other thinking, what's the angle? Isn't it a terrible world that we have to do that? And we do. I mean, it's kind of like that in the
I totally get it, though, Tom. I mean, no, I totally get it. I've been listening to you since I was a kid, and I followed you across all the different radio stations and Father John and all the old crew, and I know you've seen the worst of society, and I totally get that, but that's not us, and so we're going to do what we can do, and we'll work with you and follow up and see if we can get her helped out.
I appreciate that. I want to go back to Corey for a split second here. Corey, I have to ask you something about work release, okay?
Yeah.
On the good time you talked about, is good time off guaranteed with your sentence? Does the judge talk about that, or is that just a privilege?
So that's the thing. That's what my alcohol counselor and all of us were talking about in a debate. Good time is automatic. So when the judge gives you 2 years, it's up to the jail to calculate your good time. Denver County, they do, if you serve 2 days, you get a day taken off. So they do 2 to 1. I'm not sure what Jefferson County does, but my thing is that they tell all these inmates, you know, this is your release date. They tell you that the day you get to work release. So since January 13th, in my mind, I'm like, sweet, I'm done. March 31st, awesome, I'm done. I can move on. And then now they're not telling people, they're just changing their out date. And what's weird about it is a couple different things. One, there's another guy in my alcohol class.
It's just weird. You don't have to go through it. It's just weird. I get it, man. I totally get it. And I would feel like crap. Hold on a second. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to call Jefferson County Jail for a spokesperson. There's got to be a PIO up there, and they have to be able to address this, especially if it's dealing with every single work release person. Then what we're going to do is get a criminal defense attorney on. Hopefully we can get Joe Lazzara on, and then we'll take Mike's comment coming up right after this.
Zero res in about a minute.
Am I sounding shaky or pretty good?
This is Denver's Talk Station.
No, you're sounding pretty good. You're fine.
I am
now, Michael Brown at 2, 630 KHOW, Denver.
Yeah, some cell phones have really good connection, especially 5G and all that stuff.
This report is sponsored by BetterHelp.com.
You're on my house. I'm on my phone. You're not interfering with me at all. You're not. No, I'm on the house. You're on the house. Okay. Hey, Mark. Mark, how do I sound? I'm on 5G. Yeah, you see, on this computer sucks. I can't do a speed test on this computer because anytime, and this is not just 5G, whenever I'm on anything at all, it doesn't like to do more than one thing at once. It's such a weak little computer.
Fair in Denver and 45.
Like when I used to be on just the PC here, this one, I can't go to the internet and be online.
Feel happy for 15% off your first month. Join over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. That's betterhelp.com/feelhappy.
Okay, ZeroResDenver.com. That's where you get your carpets done, and they have all kinds of deals. I call them crazy Christmas deals, but whatever it is, you can use ZeroRes to get the best cleaning. We use ZeroRes in our home, all right? And I know they're doing 2 rooms for $79. They have 3 rooms for $99. You know what? You need to contact them and say, I want the best Martino deal available, and you will not be disappointed. They use empowered water. Now, before you say, wait a minute, empowered water is the best cleaning you can have. It's softened alkaline water, and it's even patented the way they do it. They've been doing it for 20 years, and I am so happy I found them. 303-471-5150. 303-471-5150 for the toughest stage to make your carpets like new. ZeroResDenver.com. 303-471-5150.
I didn't realize how that work release worked. They actually got to pay a daily fee, and all they do wear is the bracelet. And they have
I think they make money too.
The people on the work release make money, but they got to pay the jail.
Yeah. To drive them there, pick them up, all that shit.
No. They're going home. He's living at home.
Well, maybe it's for the monitor and everything.
Right, but you think that monitor is $24 a day?
Whatever. I mean, if they don't want to be in jail, it's whatever they're willing to pay not to be in jail.
But they're adding that daily thing. Like I say, I couldn't find out if Jeffco was a private jail or not. It didn't say it was private, but it didn't say it wasn't private.
I knew a guy that used to run it.
Colorado homeowners, you may qualify to take advantage of limited stimulus rebates when you replace your heating system. American Standard, the top choice in homeowner satisfaction, and Fix It 24/7 have come together to offer this limited stimulus program. 720-526-30.
I don't mind a jail being a profit center, but the money needs to go to victims. Well, you don't make a profit center so the jail, the private thing, makes money. I mean, otherwise they'd want to keep people in there all the time.
Why would they have private jail in there?
No. A private jail, if you allow them to do the sentences, for good time and everything, of course they're going to keep people there and keep it full.
No.
Well,
this guy's math is wrong. I've never heard of 40%. I've heard 25%.
While a member, Home Title Lock will spend $250,000 in legal fees to help restore your home's title. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim.
And then
use code radio for 33 days of protection.
But if they let it out early, they're breaking.
Well, I mean, that would be pretty easy to see on the map, because you should have a lawyer.
It would be very easy to see on the map.
Well, but what I'm saying, he should have a lawyer he should be going to then.
I think he knows the math was wrong, but he's basically complaining that they set his expectation of this whole time.
He's saying everyone is getting added this 83 days, so like I said...
Yeah, they probably screwed a lot of people. On accident, though. Listen, man, I know these.
You got a lot of faith in our justice system.
See how this ends up. Well, I'm telling you right now, the jail can't, unless if there's other things that he gets in trouble for in jail and approved by the court system, they can't just tack on to someone's shit, man. Nor can they simply go, oh, we really like this guy, let's let him out super early. They don't have that control.
720-440-7900. That's 720-440.
But you wouldn't know anything about that.
All I know is what my son went through, and it was a fucking horse show.
What's horse show?
He got railroaded.
What the cops and stuff did for my son and stuff, how they railroaded him into a refusal. I mean, there's no doubt they railroaded, and he smarted off. I'll guarantee he smarted off. So that cop railroaded him into.
Okay, man, I'm here.
See, I've never smarted off, Dan.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter.
WaterPros.net. I cannot stop stop talking about them. If you need a water system, a whole house purifier, a whole house softener, or a point of use drinking water, you will not find better prices. And you know what? Prices shouldn't be the determining factor, but here, the great thing, you have prices and honesty and wonderful products. This water system, I have triple filter under the sink. It's run by the water, no power needed. That's only installed $900. That is incredible. All the drinking water you want, you'll save that in bottled water. Also, the whole house filtration, fully installed, under $2,000. Fully installed if you want whole house filtration. And that takes lead out if you're in Denver. And then they have, of course, water softening systems for under $2,000. I'm telling you, you will never do better than waterpros.net, 303-862-5554. That's 862-5554. I love talking about good stuff. I really do. Joe Chiano, become the banker. It's been a challenge. He does an investment grade life insurance policy. I want to talk to him for a second. I got a question from a guy. Oh, I know who it was. My friend Frank Duran, the real estate man, Joe. Listen, this is a serious inquiry.
Okay.
And I was hesitant. I wasn't sure. He is looking for life insurance. Now, he didn't call me and say, hey, I'm looking for investment. He said, I'm looking for life insurance. And here's what I wanted to say. I wanted to find out from you. We always downplay life insurance when it comes to become the banker. And what we say is the life insurance is simply the license. In other words, when you get this life insurance, the government allows you to overfund it, and it grows tax-free. And it grows tax-free, and you can use it in retirement at tax-free. Okay, we know that. And we say life insurance is not the point. The point is to have an investment. There's no other place to have an investment with a guaranteed return, tax-free, of 4% with a 1% dividend. But now I'm going to ask you a reverse question, Joe. I'm going to ask you, what if someone does want life insurance and they want to have a decent amount of life insurance? Is this still the way to go, or does it diminish the benefit?
Well, Tom, the higher the death benefit, it will diminish the investment capacity of the policy.
Okay.
But there are policies, though, that only deal with death benefit. So maybe Frank is looking for a policy that only offers a death benefit and no investment capacity. But there's also some pitfalls on that. Because, see, that's what they call term insurance. And term insurance only goes for a certain amount of time, like maybe 10 years, 20 years, or 30 years. And that policy will have to be renewed at that age, which will increase the premiums tremendously as we get older. And if it happens to, if the client happens not to pass away, all the money that they put into that term insurance policy is actually gone. It's kept by the company.
Okay, so I want to ask something, Joe. If someone wants a hefty life insurance policy for his family, would this become the banker be a waste, or can you structure it for that?
Well, we can structure it. I mean, the policies, with the become the banker, they're very, very flexible, Tom. So we can structure the policy to meet anybody's need. Like if they want more life insurance, we can increase that.
But
if they want to have less life insurance, we can decrease it.
Joe, I love your honesty where you said, hey, the more the death benefit, the less the investment return, because more money is going toward insurance, right?
That is right.
Okay.
That is right.
So,
but we can actually structure the...
Go ahead.
We can structure the policy to meet Frank's need. So like if he wants to have a permanent become the banker policy that would last him for the rest of his life, and he can also have cash available to do investments.
How would he have a death benefit of, like, I don't know, like mine's $2 million? How through the products you have, Joe, how would he have a payout like that without putting that kind of dough into it?
Oh, no. See, that's the beauty of life insurance, Mark. See, life insurance, the death benefit is actually has to be higher than the premiums paid in or the cash value that's been accumulated. So So that means, we see this all the time. The people want to put in $100,000 into the Become the Banker policy every year. They get a policy worth millions of dollars of death benefit, but they also have a cash investment within the policy that they can use as a liquid investment, just like Tom said, 4% guaranteed and tax-free rate of return. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that.
Okay,
if you compare term insurance...
Call you. I'll bet you Frank's listening. I'm going to tell him to call you. So hold on, Joe, in case we have any other questions. Right now, a lot of people are thinking about protecting themselves and investment as well. So hold on. BecomeTheBanker.org for his next seminar. We'll talk about when that is coming up. Mike, you have a comment on Corey. Corey is in jail. He's on work release right now with an ankle bracelet from his home. He's upset that they've extended the release dates for all of the work release people, saying that they miscalculated time served or good behavior. That's what it's called, good behavior. Go ahead, sir. Mike.
I was going to say that having been through Jefferson County's criminal justice system during COVID and still in a way in it right now, I do think it's worth looking into and investigating the way that they're handling this monetarily. Just a brief background on my case, because it's relevant. I got convicted for DUI on a no-drive case. I was actually in my truck at a friend's house when I got locked out and had it running because it was February and it was cold. And with no priors, no criminal priors whatsoever, spent my entire life since I was an adult in emergency services and other public service realms. I received work release as well on my first offense and paid in about $50 a day. And then when you get out of that, you're on 2 years supervised probation, which you pay for either to the county or a third party, 2 years of drug testing, which you paid for, into a third party. And then I'm still in the alcohol courses, and in the courses, I've noticed people going through the system ever since COVID and ever since Jefferson County has fell on financial hardship with their funds, that the people that have had similar or circumstances, they are getting harsher sentences too, to work release, to jail time on first offenses.
Mike,
I don't think prisons have anything to do with...
Mike, do you really believe that the judges are conspiring to give harsher sentences to raise more money?
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that it's the judges. I believe that it is the corrections system.
What are they doing?
So you're saying the corrections facility can set the terms? There's no way.
Well, Mark...
Then why can't they let someone out in 3 days?
Mark, the corrections, they do have some leeway on that sentence, by the way. I believe up to a certain percentage of time. They are allowed to do that.
Yeah, they might be able to give good behavior.
Yes. We're going to talk to Joe about it. You know what, look, Mark, both of us are speculating. Let's talk to Joe Lazzara right after this break.
Hey, ask that guy something real quick, though. Ask him what is the normal or the best you can get for best behavior if he's been in there.
Mike, what is the best behavior you can get?
I believe it's 45% reduction.
It's almost a day for a day, isn't it? It's almost a day for a day. A day of good behavior gets a day off. Okay.
A day of good behavior gets a day off, and just about everybody is on that system. You really have to act up to get your good behavior taken away.
All right, we got more coming up.
Simple Floors, Frank Duran, coming up about a minute. Dad said Joe's being difficult.
Why? 630 KHOW on iHeartRadio.
I'm not sure.
Well, okay, then get somebody else on it. He doesn't want to do it. Fuck it.
Mark Crane is sick. That's the only other person that Mark.
Well, let's call it. I don't care who they are. Call them off the referral list. Just call it the criminal defense attorney. If we can't get people on our list, call anyone. Fuck them.
Gotcha.
I ain't fucking around. Fuck them if they don't like it.
Cranak's sick.
That agrees 100%.
You just say, okay, you know what, Joe? We're sorry we inconvenienced you. Goodbye.
The I-25 interchange, because the lane's blocked there.
And hold on a second.
what continues...
Never mind. I shouldn't get
He's
nasty.
calling in. Joe's calling in.
Peoria and...
Go Joe. Go Joe.
The weather forecast. Going to be sunny today with a high near 66. Right now, fair and 45 in Denver.
I have a feeling I know why he's being a prick.
K-high.
Safeguard against germs this cold.
Tell Daphne.
Seconds, Frank Duran, Central Floors.
All right.
Tell her deep cleansing washes away 90.
I'll tell her afterwards.
Yeah.
Down to the pores, leaving hands clean and hydrated. Safeguard against germs by hand washing with Safeguard.
You know, I love Frank Duran as a person and as a business person, and I try to strive to do what he does. He looks after people like no one I've ever seen before, ever. No matter what business he is in, he'll thrive. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Now I'm going to tell you something. I seldom say this, but I defy you to find anything wrong with his approach. When you go to Frank Duran, you're going to say, oh my goodness, what the heck is going on? Does he have any other customers? Am I the only one? I'm serious. He's just that good. Whether you're going to list your property to sell or you're buying. Now his team is just as intent at helping. It's a culture that he has been successful in doing. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. Don't call anyone else. Hey, listen to this one, okay? He'll do a free market valuation of your home. 303-920-1622. 920-1622. All right, Simply Floors, Inc. Buddy and Karen Mitchell. Great people. Hey, have you seen the trend here on the Troubleshooter Network? We have great people at referralist.com. Simply Floors is one of them. Buddy and Karen Mitchell are great people doing a great service. They've gotten a buying group together of all small carpet and floor covering dealers around the country, and they buy at low prices just like the big boxes, but they pass it on. They don't have big overhead. They pass the savings on to consumers. Find out for yourself. Make your own appointment. Any floor covering. SimplyFloorsInc.com.
We've all been in somebody's house, maybe even yours. Everybody ends up in the kitchen, and then everybody notices the kitchen countertops. And if they're old or stained or dented or ugly, it sure does let you down. But you can make your kitchen and your home more beautiful and more valuable with new kitchen countertops, whether granite, marble, quartz, whatever you need, from my friends at Granite Direct, where Kristen and I got our countertops. Granite Direct also offers my listeners a free upgrade for your project. If you tell them you heard about them from me, learn more at ColoradoGranite.com. That's ColoradoGranite.com. If you're looking to buy a new home for any
So
reason,
Mark brings puppy in.
Hey, what's that?
Hey Mark, bring your puppy in.
Yeah, I want to see it.
I highly recommend you work with my friends at American Finance.
Mark, how are you feeling, by the way?
Can customize
okay.
In fact, it's
now that I know I'm positive, I feel a little weird.
Find the best program for you.
That's what I'm doing.
And that's exactly what they do. Whether they walk you through shorter-term loans.
I've seen them look like this a lot. It's usually after a beat down, though.
Bring that little puppy in, please.
Alright, hold on.
Simple and straightforward.
Oh, I can't wait.
An A+ rating with the Better Business.
Nico!
So you know.
Shut up in your Nico.
No, this Nico. Milo, I call him.
Oh, you're right. You're right. I automatically.
Give them a call, please. 303.
You automatically think I'll bet you Mark was spraying Addie down with Lysol when they came back. You know how he is and stuff. He's everybody on an air mask.
Oh boy, the holidays are coming fast. I don't care. I know you've been busier.
Okay, wait.
Let's see. Oh, look, it's so freaking cute.
That is cute.
Oh, is she a good girl? Is she cuddly?
Oh, yeah.
She's pretty big. How old? How old is she?
Okay, here's what we'll do. We'll make you.
She's pretty big, good size.
Does she have blue eyes?
5.5 pounds.
Oh, she is so cute. Does your dog have that kind of coloring? Yours?
No, mine's black and white.
Mark, what kind of dog is that?
This is the difference between me and you.
Mark, what kind of dog?
So is that a border collie?
Is it a border collie?
Mine is. Border collie mix, but
border collies Australian share the same line as a border collie.
I would assume there's some type of
Introducing Canada Dry
relationship, and that's how they ground and stuff too.
You know, Mark, you're gonna find that if that dog sees horses running or anything like cows, it has an automatic instinct to want to herd them.
Oh, dude, they do. They'll hurt children. If you got a bunch of children, they're ankle biters, man. They run up, they bite their ankles to get them to move.
And that they're going to herd the other dogs, too. She's going to herd the dogs.
Right now. Oh, yeah. There's almost as many ways to save.
Nico!
That's like naturally built
Save for being a new customer. Save more for adding driveways. And save even more for driving safely. Visit allstate.com.
So as you compare, remember how it looked like a little pig when it was
How much you can save today.
like a week old.
Now that should be music to your ears.
Now available on Allstate. New customer savings.
You need a dog, Tom. Come on. Belly up.
I want one. You take care of it.
Are you tracking the data impacting your business?
You take care of it.
Both employees and customers provide you with information.
Deputy Doc, call in.
Whether resulting in better business practices.
He's not answering.
In the office,
That bothers me a lot.
or about your customers' behaviors.
He's probably watching The View.
The technology.
Deputy Doc, if you're listening.
How to use it. Ready to accelerate your business?
What if he took his computer with him?
Connected better. Call us at
That's what he should have done.
866-233-5705 for a
Well, you're already going.
What hospital? I need to find out.
No idea.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303 713
713-255. All right, coming up at the top of the hour, next hour, we got some major announcements, like ravaging our staff. We're going to just leave it like that. And we're going to talk about some stuff and from firsthand experiences, things we haven't told you about up till now. Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney, and you know, you've heard me talk about Joe a lot. I really like him, and you know, we don't stand behind him for 30 years because he's just a nice guy either. He's effective. Now, Joe, we're hearing some rumblings that Jefferson County is doing some shady things with good behavior. I don't even know what good behavior is. I just go by what I hear. I hear that in some places you get as much as a day for a day. In other places, 2 days you get 1 day. And I want to know, is that mandatory? Is that courtesy? Is that a privilege? Because it seems like, according to the calls I'm getting, it seems like Jefferson County is keeping the work release people on longer now. And people say, that's because there's not a lot of overhead, and they get paid, and so they're trying to drum up some money. Now, I don't know if that's practical, but Joe, are jails allowed to manipulate good behavior time the way they want it?
So by statute, typically you would earn 2 days of good time for every 30. But with work release, the jails, most jails, will grant you good time. And the jails vary from jurisdiction to jurisdiction.
What do you mean grant you good time? What does that mean, Joe? They grant you good time. What does that mean?
So, like in some jails, for every 30 days, you get 13 days of good time, which means you're only really doing 17 days on a 30-day sentence.
Okay.
So because as long as you're in compliance, if you're doing work release, you're a trustee, you can earn extra time off of your sentence, and it's computed on a 30-day calendar. But the jails do vary, and one, you either have to be a trustee or have work release, and then two, it also varies on the type of charge. You know, like if we were talking about DUIs, you know, if you were a third-time DUI offender or a felony DUI offender, there's set mandatory times where there's no good time. So like Joe, on a third DUI offender, 60 days.
Since it's up to them, can they do it willy-nilly? Like, let's say Jeffco sees the coffers are running low and they say, look, let's keep all our work release people another 30 or 90 days because we don't have any new ones taking their place.
Yeah, that would be rather odd. I've never seen any facility arbitrarily change it simply based upon income or lack of income.
Well, of course not, but that's what Corey is feeling. Corey, I want to bring you up right now, and I want you... Oh, well, never mind. We're running out of time. Joe, I don't know how you're time it. We can always call you back, but you've answered essentially your question. By the way, do you know, is Jefferson County, is it a private jail?
No, it's county.
Okay. Then it's more unlikely. But we'll continue this and more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show. So get your calls in, 303-713-TALK.
Consumer advocate Tom Marchino endorsing Ideal Home Loans for good reason. Ideal is the only lender.
Well, I'll tell you what, guys. My 5G is solid as a mofo.
Ideal guarantees to save
Joe.
money or give you peace of mind that you have a great deal. Either way.
How do you like that, Marky?
Makes sense to
See there?
That's good, man.
5G, that's good to try right now because you can always chime in.
Call Ideal 303-867.
That's cool.
You try to run everything on it?
Did you know?
You try to run everything on it?
No, hell no. Would you?
Well, if you go to the other place, you're going to have to.
No, I'm getting Comcast.
Oh, okay.
Mark, I am doing the hanger.
Hey, we need to get those gift cards out, and they're in the safe, and I can't go to the station because of Mark. You don't have a problem with me giving Daff the safe code, do you?
No, what gift card are you talking about?
I don't know. She said we have a couple of gift cards to send out. They're gift cards we've had for a long time.
I know, but I want to know what she's talking about. Okay, that's between me and her.
I can let you know. I'll let you know.
All right, dear. Okay.
Yeah, we're not doing it.
Hey, he showed me your puppy's getting cuter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want Daff deciding what gift card.
That's right. That's right.
I want to do it.
I already decided I can.
Man, I opened up when I was there. I opened up that refrigerator. Man, there was a lot of mold in there. It never should have been shut.
Toxic mold.
Not toxic mold. It's the kind you put in cars.
Dan says it's toxic.
I haven't washed any paintings though.
By the way,
how could you?
I'm nebulizing, Mark.
That's to say you have to have taste.
Tell Mark I'm nebulizing. Do you want to nebulize, Mark? I'll give.
Just take a Lysol thing and spray it in there.
I use my, this time of year I always do. I use my nasal sinus.
I'm going to start doing my neti pop, but I'm not going to do the pressure thing that Mark does. I think that's dangerous.
Oh, I love mine.
Sheriff's deputy and the black man. ABC's Megan Tribrizzi has more.
The FBI and Justice Department joining the investigation into the killing of...
Hey, Daphne!
The 23-year-old man shot by law enforcement.
Get some water. What's up?
Oh, I just want to know, can we get someone on from the health department? Really, I want to talk about any health department, about testing. Which ones are accurate, more accurate, less accurate, how people should be tested, when they should be tested. I want to do a public service. I don't want a controversy.
Health official, you said?
Was that, sir? Yes, someone from the health department. Either Denver, Tri-County, Jefferson, whatever.
FireEye reported its own that has been breached and some of its digital tools...
Hey, can we add the phone number to the Walmart gift card people?
Name a specific country.
To the who?
Russia.
Walmart gift card people, because you want a tip from yesterday?
What is he talking about?
I just got one of our angels Walmart emails.
Okay. You want the... I don't know if we have that person. Yeah, Daphne might have the number. I know her name.
Which can make you
We can get her on.
likely to have a stroke. If you're having these symptoms, don't.
Oh, so they will. Do they need the receipt?
Brought to you by Bristol Myers Squibb.
Oh, you don't know what the update is.
No, I know.
Oh, you're teasing.
Protection against viruses.
Dan, I want to talk to... Deputy Doc is not answering.
He's watching
I can't use my phone. Can you call him?
Yeah.
99.9% of viruses and bacteria initially, including the virus that causes...
I don't think I can use my phone.
He's watching Judge Judy.
Sanitizing spray is effective for 24 hours on bacteria.
Mark, there. Mark, can I use my phone while we're on broadband?
I'll call him.
Yes? Well, I don't know about an Apple, actually. I don't know.
Governor Polis,
I'm going to try it while we're in commercial. Let me try it.
they probably just killed a few more Chinese kids to make sure.
Shut up.
And highly effective way to reduce
Get over it.
coronavirus infection.
Between you and Mark,
Here is another record for donations.
Look, I'm calling, and I'm on 5G.
$1 million for nonprofit statewide.
He went to voicemail.
Thank you to each and every donor who went onto the site and made a donation to their favorite nonprofit.
We're going to have to say, when all the hardships of 2020 are considered, they're humbled by Colorado's opening their wallets in such a big manner. A teller was injured during a bank robbery in Thornton yesterday afternoon. 3 armed men entered the Bank of the West. One jumped on the counter and
Bank robbed?
who suffered.
That's like old time, man.
Yep, the guy said the same.
And they had masks on. They didn't know it. They walked in with masks on. Nobody said anything.
3 of them. Usually they won't allow 3 at once.
Look, Deputy Doc.
That is?
Should I just wash it right now? Would you drink out of his cup? No. You think virus might still be alive?
Oh, not if you wash it.
I didn't wash it, but I'm washing it now.
No. Oh, I see. You're right. It shouldn't be. You're right. What was the thing on Aurora Borealis, Mark?
Do I have my alcohol spray?
Today through the 11th.
Where the fuck is my alcohol spray? God damn it!
Right here.
Oh, sorry. Boo! Hold on.
45. With your impact traffic and weather, I need live from 6:30 till now. We have some portfolio and have a service around the nation. Chances are against their heavy call home. So when you stop by the local.
There's probably more COVID on this brush. How you feeling, Dan? Tell the truth. You're getting a mind fuck. You don't need mind fuck?
Well, I probably do, but I don't care. You know, the fact that
I've been sick in my day. I've been fucking sick in my day. You know that?
I tell you what, I'd be more scared of the flu without a flu shot.
I know. That's what's crazy.
Because I've had the flu before, and that knocked me down for 3 days.
You may qualify to take advantage of limited stimulus rebates when you replace your heating system. American Standard, the top choice of homeowner satisfaction.
Are you saying the Aurora Borealis is going to come this far south?
No, I'm saying if you look north tonight,
no, here it says they are visible from late August to early April.
Do you know what the Aurora Borealis even is, Mark? Do you know what it is?
Now, there might be some that are more.
You know where it got its name?
No, I don't.
Congresswoman-elect Lauren Boebert is just back from special.
I know they're unpredictable, and it's the sun.
Did you say?
This is the Troubleshooter Show.
Hey, you're up.
Now, John Martino and the Trouble.
Help me get my feet back on the ground. Brought to you by Silverleaf Mortgage for reverse loans. I can't stress enough some of the people that they've helped. This is more of a help than anything. Now listen, I used to say reverse mortgages are good for a few, and that's still true. But that few is growing because of increased equity and also lower interest rates, and even on reverse loans. And also, I think seniors should not worry about their kids unless they're disabled and you're setting up a trust. But a reverse loan can be just the ticket. And you never sacrifice your estate, your personal liability, ever. It's the house and the house only. Now, Silverleaf not only does reverse loans, they do the counseling, they'll help you through it, and they'll let you know the best option for you, whether a line of credit, a lump sum, or whatever. And they also have a nonprofit foundation that helps people fix up their homes. In some cases, no interest loans. In other cases, free of charge, depending on your need, to get your home ready. And you don't have to worry about credit. There's no taxes. 720-458 4052. 720-458-4052. And that's silverleafmortgage.com. Let's keep going to the phones here. Marty has some updates, Deputy B. Deputy B, how are you?
Tom?
Yes?
Tom, just before you bring him up, I just remember yesterday Phil was on. His brother was in the hospital at Lutheran Hospital. He called this morning very upset and wanted to ask everyone to please wear their masks in honor of Odell, because Odell did pass away this morning. And he wanted you to know he was too upset to come on the radio, but in respect for Odell and all of the other COVID people that have passed away, we're just asking, please wear your mask.
Well, certainly masks are a good thing to help spread. And I know that this might be a bad time to bring it up, but there are going to be people that get hit really hard, and that's sad. And I wish we would concentrate on protecting those people. I really do. There are people getting hit hard, but there is no doubt that the virus is mutating and getting less deadly, and that treatments are better. And also, I'd like to ask some testing professionals. This is one thing I'm confused about. Now, I got a PCR test. And a PCR test, I hear, is the most accurate. And I like that they exaggerate. This is what I mean. They multiply the cycles of virus particles. So when if they don't find a virus particle up in the first round, they amplify it and do it again. Then they amplify it again and amplify it again and amplify it again. They keep amplifying it. I like that, by the way. I mean, I don't see anything wrong with that. I'd rather have an accurate, positive, even if I'm not infectious. This is where the controversy is. If you amplify it more than 20 times, it's unlikely you will get sick. If the results come back after it's been amplified 20 times, it's unlikely you'll get sick, but you'll still test positive. And also, it's unlikely that you'll spread it. You're not contagious. So the people that are contagious are in the first 10 and 20 cycles. But here's the thing. They're calling everyone a COVID case, and technically they are. So I don't mind being overly safe. I don't mind that at all. But it's all right to ask, if you're doing a PCR test, how many cycles did it show up in the first 10 or 20 cycles? Ask that. And then you can see how bad it could be. Because when we hear on the news, the fear-mongering media, they love saying we're hitting all-time records of cases. But those are not necessarily illnesses, nor are they sickness or contagiousness. Okay? I'm not making it light, okay? Because it's touched us all right now. Deputy Doc is in the hospital. I was exposed to Deputy Doc, and believe me, I'm not seeing anyone or doing anything. And I'm getting tested again tomorrow. I was tested before, but Deputy Doc, we don't know how he got exposed, but he showed up positive, and he's in the hospital as a precaution. He has COPD and some other issues. If anyone's at risk, he is. But he's doing pretty damn good. And I mean, really, he's fatigued. He's in his 70s, and he has it. Mark just tested positive. So, Mark?
Sure did.
Your daughter had it. You and your wife tested, Suzanne, you tested over and over and didn't have it.
So we got back from Vegas about, I don't know what it was, 2 or 3 weeks ago. She tested positive while we were gone. We got home and we took the test a couple days later or the next day, and we passed. But then they said we had to take another one right around 14 days. So we took another test, and we both passed that one. And then 2 days after I passed that second test, I flew out to Florida, which was last week. And then this Monday, I get a text from my folks who I was visiting in Florida. They said, hey, we're not feeling good. We're going to go get tested. So as soon as I saw that Monday, I ran down and got another test Monday. Meantime, their test came back negative. Mine came back positive at 5 a.m.
Okay, but Mark has a PCR test, right, Mark?
Yeah, they shove this Q-tip up your nose pretty damn far.
They go back to your throat. But here's what I want to say. Here's what I want to say. By the way, there's another PCR test where they don't have to swab that deeply. But here's what bothers me now. Your parents, Mark, had a finger prick test, blood. Do you know this is what's bothering me? Some of these tests are 50% accurate. Well,
yeah, they're getting another one today.
But what good? You know what? I mean, first of all, 50% accurate. Both positive and negative. So therefore, you go and you get tested. They say you have it. There's a 50% chance you don't. Okay, they say you don't have it. There's a 50%.
Wouldn't you think false negatives are higher?
I don't know on that. All I know is the only dependable test that I've been told, the only one is PCR because they exaggerate it. Now, the downside of PCR is it's giving an inaccurate number of how many people are going to get sick. And that's what's shutting everything down because so many cases show up. But if it's been after 20 cycles or more, it's unlikely you will ever get sick from it unless you contract it again. So here's the thing. It's not hitting people any harder than the regular flu. It's just more contagious. But it's not hitting people any harder. In fact, other people who've had the flu and had this say the flu was way worse. Yes, there are people dying from this, but they would die from the flu too. It's not this. It's because it's contagious. It's not because it's deadly. It's only deadly to a few people. Mark has it right now. We're going to follow him through. Deputy Doc is in the hospital. He went as a precaution. We've been texting and talking. He wanted to come on the radio the other day, so we didn't have him on, but I know it's all right to talk about it because he said it is. Now, Deputy Doc, if I have a concern, it's for him. Okay? And I'm not saying he's not doing well. He said right here in a text, Tom, hope you told him I'm doing well when we were talking about a mutual friend. So he described himself as doing well. He also texted me about this TV series. Hey, you got to watch this. It's fantastic. Oh, okay, so he's in the hospital texting me. So I'm assuming he's doing okay. But if anyone in his is he in the mid 70s? Is it or 76 and COPD? And he's also a 2-time cancer survivor. I mean, Deputy Doc's been through the mill. And he would be the one that I would really be concerned about. And
we were texting last night, and he thinks he's doing better. And I know what he means by that. I really do.
What do you think he means by that? What do you mean?
Well, he thinks he's doing better, but this thing grabs your brain because it's been shoved down our throat so hard for a while. You know, I think I'm on probably my last day. I'm way better today. But my biggest sink time is I had a little cough. I would have never gotten tested in a million years that last time, this last Monday, if my parents didn't text me. I would have never have done it. So I mean, I just wouldn't have done it.
Is it worth all the panic, Mark? Listen, I'm afraid. I've been exposed to deputy.
Well, but I don't want to jinx myself, so I'm not going to say.
But I'm afraid, and I'm getting tested. I don't mind saying I'm afraid. I don't want to get it. But I'm not afraid like, let's shut the country down afraid. I don't want to get...
Won't you feel better? Let's say you get it and you feel bad for, 4 or 5 days, even worse than I did. Let's just say really it feels like a decent cold for 4 or 5 days or a week. Won't it be nice knowing you have antibodies and you're done with it? I mean, I'm actually looking forward to that.
Got a break soon.
That's right. It will be better. It will be better. So listen, we're going to go to the phones and talk about whatever you want. Of course, we're going to solve problems. I'm not going to belabor this, but it's pretty clear the virus is mutating and evolving to a weaker strain. More and more people are showing positive. Less and less people are getting sick. Less and less people are getting hospitalized. Less people are dying. Okay? Now, that doesn't mean anything to our friend who called, who lost his brother, for God's sakes. Of course we feel terrible. I'm all for focused protection, but I think we can all come together as a country with common sense. Anyway, we have more coming up on the Troubleshooter Show.
Art of Granite full of love in about 30 seconds.
Did you know 1 in 5 people live with vein disease? You don't have to live with the aching, swelling, and pain of varicose veins. United Vein Center's experienced board-certified physicians treat vein disease with compassion and care, and they use medical lasers that offer little or no downtime, and your treatment is covered by Medicare and most health insurance. Call 1-800-NEW-LEGS to schedule your free vein screening at their Centennial, Fort Collins, Lakewood, or Louisville location.
I hope I can get tested today.
America's top vein care center.
The only thing that bothered me about if I was positive.
TheArtOfGranite.com. That's the website, easily accessible. What do you see there? You'll get a flavor of the Art of Granite, but you can also call them, and when you call them, you can get a price on the phone. People can't believe that. They say, how does he do it? I'll tell you why. All materials are wholesale to you, so he doesn't have to worry about that. He knows the price of that. He doesn't charge for tear-out and hallway. He doesn't charge for the bathroom, so you can calculate your kitchen pretty closely. Quartz is hot. He has quartz. He has all natural stone. He's a direct stone importer. 303-386-5919. Get your price on the phone. 303-386-5919. All right. We've talked about personal injury a lot on this show. If you're injured, please don't ask your brother-in-law, Vinny. Well, I have a brother-in-law, Vinny. I don't mean to make fun of him. But don't ask a brother-in-law, a cousin, an aunt or uncle, or a friend about, hey, what should I do? Call John Fuller for free legal advice. I'm serious. If you're injured in an accident, in the aftermath, call John Fuller, see what your rights are. Don't sit on them. PersonalInjuryCO.com is his website. He can also be found at referralist.com. John Fuller's the man. He is an auto accident expert. He's not going to exaggerate. He's tenacious if he takes your case, and it's on contingency always. 303-597-4500, 597-4500.
Are you confusing Part A and B with a supplement or Medicare Advantage? And what about prescription drug coverage? Hello, I'm consumer advocate Tom Martino. Having gone through this, I'll tell you what I did. I relied on Integra Insurance for the right answers. It's that simple. Integra Insurance. They'll help find the best for you and never a charge to consumers. Online at IntegraInsurance.com or 303-466.
I wish we could get someone on to answer the questions that if you have the antibodies, do you need to take the vaccine?
They feel sluggish.
Yeah, that's a good question.
And then
Well, hold on. They're advising that you do.
In their workouts.
I'm not saying you need it, but they're advising you do.
So you won't get the card then until you take that. Even if you have the antibodies, they're going to hand out cards for the vaccines. So you can go to a show.
Well, I'm surprised they're not putting a fucking mark on your forehead.
Yeah.
666.
Well, 666.
Yeah, if you want to fly and stuff, although I think if you test positive for the antibody, they probably give it to you.
Well, do you think? That's the questions I really would like to know. It's
Yeah, but no one knows the answer.
right. And then is it by having the antibodies, is it worse, the same, or better than the vaccine?
And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call us today at
These are questions we want to know.
720-7900. That's 720-440-7900. Or go to RockyMountainMen'sClinic.com.
Investments hit all-time lows, except for Become the Baker. Do you know how much money was lost?
It says people, according to the CDC, that is, people who have gotten sick with COVID may still benefit from getting vaccinated.
To build a tax shelter.
Oh, really?
For retirement. Belonging to yourself along the way and not losing to the sucker. BecomeTheBanker.org. You owe it to yourself to go to the next seminar. Become the Banker.
It'll be anxious if we've got to get boosters every 3 months for the next fucking 100 years.
Oh, man.
Upgrade tech.
There's going to be some
the latest computers powered by Intel Core processors.
invest in drug companies then.
Don't forget to shop servers, storage, and thousands of...
They try to blame Trump for not buying enough doses. Did you hear that news story?
I don't even care about those stories.
Do you hear what he's going to do on Inauguration Day? He's going to take Air Force One to Florida and have a rally.
Oh, is he really? Right before the inauguration?
No, during it.
Liberty Mutual Insurance Company optimizes your home insurance, so you only pay for what you need.
I love it.
I think he's a fucking asshole.
I don't like that.
Place.
Why?
He's an asshole.
Because it's tradition.
Yeah, okay.
At Liberty Mutual, that's how we
Like
feel
the
about
tradition
overpaying
of
for
going after him
insurance.
for
That was bullshit. And that's our fake media.
beating them literally because they don't like him.
Only pay.
No, I just don't think you do that and stuff. But no, of course, the Russian thing was just the lying that went on. That's where the CIA has really shot themselves in the ass of how people think they are, how corrupt really the FBI and CIA upper
CIA
management
may
is.
not be.
Yeah, yes, it was. The CIA was the guy that said, whatever his name was, said that they had proof of it. The guy that was on CNN here.
What did he do wrong? Just tell me. I'll tell you.
What he said they had proof of that collusion.
All right, guys, you're back on 30.
Exergen Temporal Scanner Thermometer Weather Center.
This report is sponsored by the Exergen Temporal Scanner.
Mid-60s today, very warm, with 40s tomorrow, followed by snow tomorrow night, finally ending Saturday, but not before several inches could fall. I'm Fox 31, Pinpoint Weather Meteorologist Brooks Garner.
These may be uncertain times, but what is certain is that every family needs a reliable thermometer. Protect your family with the Exergen Temporal Scanner, the only home thermometer.
John Brennan.
All right, guys, you're back.
Most physicians and clinics. Stay safe with Exergen.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino from Troubleshooter.
713-713-8255. All right, Marty has some updates. Deputy B, welcome. Are you there, sir?
Me?
Oh, are you there,
I'm here.
sir?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. Let's talk.
Yes, I am.
Let's talk about some problems you've been working on. I appreciate this, Deputy B.
Okay, so we have 4 updates.
Okay.
Let's start with Christy. Christy was the woman who had the washing machine delivered last week from Home Depot, or last month from Home Depot, and it was installed poorly, and she was told she cannot even use the washer. So she had a hard time reaching Home Depot. I was able to locate that particular store manager by email.
Yeah.
And 1 hour later, 1 hour later after the email, the manager did call Christy, and they are working on a solution.
Okay.
They're sending out a staff installer on Saturday.
Okay.
So
what was the main issue there, Deputy?
It was installed improperly.
Okay.
And because it was installed improperly, it was shaking. And I remember I remember you
that.
told her.
Okay. So
yeah,
what's the next?
Yeah.
What's the
you
next
thought
follow-up?
Okay. The next follow-up is Nina and Paulette. They are disabled roommates. Actually, their mother and daughter, where the sprinklers from the fire alarm went off and flooded the apartment.
I remember that.
And okay. So I spoke with Paulette, who's the daughter, and she said she inferred that she thinks it's being worked out, and she does not want me to call yet until she calls me. So she has my number.
Okay.
If it doesn't get worked out, she will call me back.
You know, sometimes when they call us, just sometimes after they call us, things start moving. Okay, so what else?
Okay, so Mark Merkley, he was the student that was doing vocational training of some sort of, I don't know if it was an online program.
Yeah.
And I think you were even confused. How could you do online welding or whatever it was?
Exactly, I remember that.
Right. Okay, so he gave me the contact person, which I did speak to, and as soon as she heard, we were media, she said that she has to handle this through the administration, through the dean and so forth, but she said somebody will contact Mark in a few days.
What was his
biggest
complaint?
He wanted a refund.
Why?
He was 1 day late. Well, I guess whatever the reason was, he was 1 day late from the deadline, and they wouldn't refund him the money.
All right.
And that was the issue. So Rachel seems sympathetic, but it's not her decision.
Okay.
So they're going to go through administration. I did tell Mark if he does not hear from them by yesterday, he should call me. In fact, I'll follow up with him later to see if they contacted him. And the last one is Mindy. Oh, by the way, Mark said he called you 30 years ago. That was the last time he called you. Yeah. And if he gave me some insight. He said you had a deputy named Father John.
Right, that's right.
Work on his case.
Right.
Okay, and so Father John, he says Father John helped him get paid. Apparently the business folded, and he wasn't getting his paycheck. And through your help 30 years ago, he got paid.
Well, that's cool.
I mean, he got paid instantly.
No,
he didn't,
that's cool.
He didn't get paid 30 years
cool
later.
to hear.
Okay, so yeah. And
all right.
Now I know you. Do you remember Father John?
Oh,
okay,
my
so
God.
the next one.
Father John was my main man. Father John, just so you know why we called him Father John, he was a volunteer. He was quite a bit older than me, old enough to be my father, and he helped us a lot. And when he heard that my dad walked out when I was 4 or 5, he adopted me. He adopted me legally in the courts. We really got he's really
God.
He's my legal father, and that's what he did. So,
wow, that's great. That's a great story. So I'm your contemporary.
I was an adult, but that's why I called him Father John. But it was a very loving thing to do, a gesture, and it was a lot of fun. And he was with me for many years, and he died of cancer suddenly. It was terrible. Anyway, but it's a good.
So I'm around your age. Me and you are around the same age, so I could be your brother.
Yep.
We could be brother Marty.
Brother B. Hey, Brother Marty. Marty, I wanted to ask you something. Since you were a medical man in your day, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
What tests are most inaccurate? Do you know?
I hear so many different things, Tom, because I do a lot of research for you.
Yeah.
But I think you're on the ball. I think the most I think from what I understand, the 3-day test is still the most accurate. Whatever the airlines are using.
It's the PCR.
They're using certain
PCR. It's the PCR.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So that's what I understand to be. But you know what? It changes because, medicine changes and things change. So what was true 3 months ago might be not true today, right?
Yeah,
so there might be fast tests that are accurate. I don't know. There's so much, as you said, there's so much misinformation.
I would like people who, anyone who has had a test done, what they think of it. I'd like them to call and make recommendations for testing sites and tests. And thank you, Marty, for the updates. I'm Tom Martino. Listen, we have a lot more to talk about. We'll get back to problem solving and all. And Corey, right now, as far as your good behavior time, we are going to look into it, but there's not much more we can do now on the show. We talked to Joe Lazzara. We're going to get someone from the jail on. When we do, we'll call you back. We have more coming right up.
Sheridan Auto Tech in a minute.
This is Denver's Talk Station with Ross Kaminsky in the morning.
I call you Father Tom.
In the afternoon.
You'd be Father Tom.
KHOW.
Adopt me.
Did you know the story?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
Now, Impact Traffic.
He's my legal father. Sponsored by Westera Credit Union.
From the Bedford Sports Traffic Center.
But I don't know how that could be because unless your father died.
Huh?
Did your father die?
No. Well, but he abandoned me.
I know, but I don't.
You're allowed.
Are you?
Yeah, because I'm an adult.
Oh,
he didn't have to get my dad's permission. If I was a minor, he'd have to get my dad to relinquish. So we had to agree to it. By the way, that happens more than you think.
Really?
Yep, because of estate planning. And by the way, it's almost better than doing all the assignments of POAs because you become a real
automatic.
Although I didn't.
You can adopt me, man.
His sons made sure. No, I didn't want to adopt him. I mean, he had real biological sons.
Explore Colorado too. You'll get a free national or state parks pass when you open any account.
Oh, sorry, Mark. I forgot to hit the button.
Yeah. Sheridan Auto Tech is the home of Kevin Calkin, and it's where you should go to get your car maintained or repaired. We love Sheridan Auto Tech for honesty. Okay, that's the first thing. And the experience Knowledge, convenience, and value. In business more than 20 years, 2 locations. Find out more at SheridanAutoTech.com. Whether it's an emergency repair, quick repair, regular repair, or maintenance, you will love them. SheridanAutoTech.com. Tell Uncle Kevin I said hi. 303-455-7242. 455-7242.
Hi, I'm Dr. Fitness Gallery. We believe that
I think my coffee might be too cold, you asshole. You didn't remind me. You gotta say, Tom, get your coffee.
Yes.
Do me a favor.
You guys seen Peppermint the movie?
No.
Yes, loved it. Loved it.
I'm gonna watch it after the show.
She dies. Did you hear me?
Yeah.
Mark, do you hear me?
Yeah, I heard you.
I'm kidding.
Frank dies on Shameless.
What did he say?
Frank dies on Shameless.
Oh no! Does he really?
Maybe.
Which season?
I'm in season 1.
Fiona ends up giving him a blowjob.
See, that's the stuff I just freaking hate. And they're probably related, right?
No, listen.
His daughter.
In Big Sky, which is a what's that guy's name? The one who makes all the cool oh shit, David E. Kelly. Listen to this. He has the son sleeping with his mom. And my mother-in-law says, that's it. I'm not watching it anymore.
Well, like I say, that's just like Oz. I swear to God.
But that's on network TV, Big Sky.
Oh, really?
ABC.
I can't believe, Mark. I mean, maybe I just watched the bad ones, but here they are skimping over a place.
Tom, you've watched a handful of them. Do you like Shameless?
Tom, you like Shameless? Mark's asking.
Yes, I love it.
He loves it.
Yeah, it's hard not to love. I don't know why you don't like it.
Well, I just watched like a half of the episode, just seeing that guy that he looks like deformed over, and he's
that's Frank.
God damn.
He's the patriarch.
concerned about the future?
Protect
your home? Do you want to become
and just like
affordable interest mortgage? With home values still at their highest level ever, and rates at historic
and maybe you just got to get into it. Just like Office, when I first seen that, it almost made me cringe and such. It was so stupid.
Office?
Yeah.
Take 720.
I mean, he was so...
Do you know, Mark, what's scary about Shameless?
Should the economy change?
We all know fucking people like that.
That bad, really?
Yeah.
Oh, no, really. I swear to God.
Well,
in my town, there were people like that.
Really?
Oh.
No, like in the Office, nobody has ever had a manager like...
No.
What's his name?
But Shameless is scary because, honest to God, you can see people like that. I mean it. Sometimes closer to home than you want to admit.
And listening are unmatched in Colorado. Let us help you protect your home.
West Virginia, shit like that. I don't know. Where are they, by the way, Mark? Where are they located?
Who?
Shameless.
I want to say Chicago. Let me look.
Zodiac killer subreddit. But now you're in search of a new challenge. Enter Solve, the hit podcast.
Did you see all 10 seasons?
Yeah, I saw every episode.
That's a successful show, man.
Yeah, south side of Chicago.
Hiding in plain sight.
And the bars, I mean, it's so... I'm telling you, in my hometown, I had people like that in places like that. Did you watch it, Dan?
I only watched like maybe half hour of it. So.
You got to remember, Dano grew up on a farm. He's not, I mean, he doesn't, you probably never even met people like that, have you?
No, but he has sheep and lambs. It's another kind of weird.
We never had sheep. We never had sheep.
You prefer goats?
Never had goats.
What was the hardest animal to take care of on the old farm?
What do you mean by take care of?
Pigs were really hard because they could break through fences. So.
Do you mean milk stool or what? With or without milk stool?
Pigs are the toughest animal. Man, they're tough.
Why?
They're smart.
They're strong.
And they're smart, aren't they?
And they're stubborn.
Are they smart?
I don't know. They could never shake hands. Like my dog.
You're saying there's not one pig out there that you ever taught to shake?
Not that
I hear they're smart, but
they say that, but I mean. what do you compare them against?
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. You're talking to Real
I just love talking about great people. Panacea Life Sciences, okay? RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code, get 30% off. And I'm going to try to wangle some Christmas specials out of them. Really, it's wonderful stuff. For inflammation, anxiety, pains, and aches, boy, now we need it more than ever, right? RealCBDThatWorks.com. Put Tom in the promo code. All right. Inga, wait. I don't want to forget. I have a couple emails for Joe, but I want to go to Inga because she's been waiting. Joe, I promise you I'm going to get you, and I need you to hang out because we're going to hold you over. Inga, go ahead.
My granddaughter has a little Chevy Malibu, and she just recently lost her job, blah, 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 but the steering shaft torque sensor went out on that car. So we had it towed to Emick Chevrolet down on South Wadsworth, and there was a recall campaign on that torque sensor, which has expired just a little bit ago. And we're trying to get some help on that, but Emick is telling us it's out of the recall campaign, and they can't help us. So we're trying to at least maybe get the part at cost. The repair is going to be
Inga?
$500 some plus dollars. Yeah.
Who diagnosed the problem?
Emick.
Okay. Now, Emick Chevy has no reason not to want to help you because they get paid either way. So I'm not sure, how far out is it expired? How far?
But they're saying 3 years.
Oh, well, that's not just out. That's a long time, dear. I don't think...
Okay. I didn't know if there's any help we can get on the part.
I don't know. Hold on. I don't know that. I think Emick could sell it to you at their cost if they wanted to. Where did you buy the car?
I actually bought that car at Roller Auction several years ago, and I had it for a little bit, and then, passed it on to my granddaughter.
Inga, so how many miles? Is it only out in years or in miles, too?
I'm not quite sure how many miles it's got on right now.
What year is this car?
I would have to... It is a 2007.
And how much is this repair right now?
$500 plus, a little short of $600.
What is their
We're just looking maybe for help.
I know.
Help with the part.
I get it, Inga.
Okay.
I get it. Times are tough. Tell me your story, your daughter's story.
It's my granddaughter.
Tell me about her.
It's my granddaughter. She's 23. She just lost her job. She's in between jobs, and it's kind of hard to find a job when you don't have a car. And we as a family also I'm getting laid off from my job, and I work for a major company here in Denver.
Where do you work?
And I don't want to say. Oh, I don't know that I want to say, but they're going through some. It's a public company. They're going through some major bad problems, and they're laying off 300 plus employees right now as we're speaking.
Who is it? Why won't you say?
Inga, come on, if you're getting laid off, nobody cares. I mean, I'd like to. That's pretty big news.
It's RTD.
RTD.
It's RTD.
They're laying off 300 people.
Yeah, I'm sure no one's riding the bus, man.
Is it because of a low ridership and stuff, Inga?
That's what they're saying, but they've been having problems before then.
Okay, listen.
Yeah, it's just not good. But I don't want to go into my situation.
No. What did your daughter do for a living? What did your daughter do for a living?
Well, she worked at a donut shop and just had some odd and end jobs. So and then the hours got cut back.
Does she live with you?
No. It's my granddaughter. It's my granddaughter.
I'm sorry, I keep saying your daughter. What about her mom?
Yeah,
What's her mom doing?
We're not getting that much help there. So, like I said, I just wanted to see
I know.
if there's another...
Inga, here's why I ask questions. We have a lot of different people that help certain cases. But to put this bluntly, I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything, but to put this bluntly, your daughter doesn't have disabilities or isn't in need of a special, she just needs a break. And so maybe we can help her.
Are you there?
Now, Daphne, don't we have a group that does low cost or a sliding scale auto repairs for people? Don't we have a group?
Hands of the Carpenter.
Yeah, that would be Hands of the Carpenter, but it has to be in their service area.
Which is where?
Yeah, they're saying this Turkcens is like a dealer item or something.
Wait. What service area, Daphne?
I believe it's up in Broomfield, that area, Arvada.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Yeah.
Listen, Inga, let's see if one of our auto experts, let's talk to Kevin Calkin, and I'm going to talk to him. Daph, don't put him on the, I don't want to put him on the spot. Maybe he can do something at cost as far as part and then charge for labor or whatever he can fit in. Could you find out off the air? And the other one who has a big heart, Al Aramis has a big heart at Pro Auto Care. Also, Mark Machowski at Budget A1 Transmission Auto Repair. Also, Jeff.
That RTD.
What's that?
That RTD comment she made, man, my brain is spinning. How come you can get on a RTD bus or train that has horrible air circulation? Just horrible. I don't care what anybody says. Most of them stink like urine. But anyhow, here's the bottom line. But you can't go eat inside at a restaurant? What the hell's that about?
I don't. Mark, they will never, ever, ever be able to justify what they're doing because they have no scientific data to go on. None.
Did you see a judge shut down that moron Gavin or whatever his name is in California for not being able to dine outside? The judge this morning or yesterday said, you can't ban restaurants for not eating outside. There's not one scientific fact, period, end of story, that says people get it when they eat outside.
Oh, you know what? I don't know what it is about Gavin Newsom. I don't have any idea. He is a moron. He's crazy. He's dangerous. Wake up, America. Judith, what's going on with you? Judith. What's happening?
Hold on, Tom.
Yeah.
Well, I got COVID about a month ago.
Yes.
And I've had the flu in the past. I have had the flu in the past. Not recently, but this was very, very different for me. It was not just like the flu.
Tell me what it was like.
I had 2 ER visits. One time I went to the ER, I had a very low oxygen, and then they admitted me. And then a few days later, I went back to the ER because I woke up in the morning, I couldn't stand up. I got some weird AFib, heart, like a heart problem. And the ER doc said she's been seeing this with COVID. So I just have to disagree with you that this is like the regular flu.
I was basically going on the research of 98% of the patients that were surveyed. They were over 6,000. But you know what?
Well,
there are always outliers, Judith. There are always people who defy stats. I get you. This is nothing to be played with.
There are many of us.
This is nothing to be played with, Judith.
So for you to say this is...
We seem to be, and I'm not doing this intentionally, by the way. When we're on remote like this, it's hard because when we talk on a phone, it automatically mutes the other when you talk. It's hard to do that. So let me shut up and go ahead, Judith.
Okay, I just want to say that for me, my personal experience, a healthy person, this was very, very different, very scary. The AFib is something now that I have to watch for a number of years because that can cause a stroke. And it's been about 5 weeks, and my energy still isn't back to normal, which may be similar to a flu, but everything else about this was very different than the flu.
Okay.
And to minimize it and say it's just like the flu is not okay.
Well,
and I just wanted to share my story.
I'm not minimizing anything, but what I'm saying is what everyone says. Follow the science. What you're describing is very, very rare. Now, I'm not saying it's not important, but do you shut down the whole country because 0.1% of outliers of statistics show these symptoms? Do you do that? That's what I'm asking, Judith. I sympathize with you.
No, you don't shut it down, but the ER doctor specified that this is not, I was not an isolated case, that she has been seeing this AFib happening, and I think things are happening.
Got a break soon.
Judith, I don't deny that there are people that are affected in different ways. Okay, I don't deny it. But we're not talking. There are illnesses, there are sicknesses, there are all kinds of things that affect us. Look at the numbers. I'm not trying to minimize what happened to you. And Judith, I'm scared to death I'm going to get it. I don't know how I'll be affected. Don't think that I am taking this lightly. I am not. But we have to be realistic about it. That's all I'm saying. Let's be realistic about it. And by the way, I am positive, Judith, that if we delve into your background and your lifestyle, I am positive there is going to be a reason it affected you that way. The problem is we don't have wellness in this country. We have acute sickness relief. We do not have an emphasis on wellness, because if you're just a few pounds overweight, it can do it to you. If you have any kind of disease of inflammation, systemic inflammation, it can do it to you. If you have any kind of different deficiencies in vitamins, it can do it for you. But instead of the government telling you how to stay well, they emphasize on how to control your behavior. More coming.
O'Brien in about a minute.
That is exactly right. Exactly right. I mean, nothing's come from the CDC. What supplements you should be taking to help minimize this? Nothing. I went specifically looked on the CDC.
No, they don't. All they have to do is, in every fucking case, I'll guarantee you she had low D and C level. I'll guarantee it. And zinc. Look, Mark, tell me the God's honest truth. Have you been taking the immuno-boosting formula?
Every morning I take 6, what is it called, fiber pills.
Yeah, that's
one multi-enzyme pill. I take a vitamin C pill, and then I take another one that's like milk thistle or something.
Yeah, but Mark, how much vitamin?
Hold on. Then at night, I take 6 more of the fiber, and then I take a multivitamin that has fucking everything in the God's earth in it. The reason I don't take that in the morning, if I take it without food and I don't eat it in the morning, it'll make me fucking sick.
All right. O'Brien Legal Services is our real estate expert, Bradley O'Brien, and his team, and I urge you to get them on your side for anything to do with real estate. Why would you go hundreds of thousands of dollars into debt and not have someone look over the documents? What if you're having a property line dispute, a lien, some kind of other issue? You need someone to help you. Easements, access, fences, property lines, adverse possession, title and survey review, clearing title, quiet title actions, negotiations, and they do residential and commercial. O'Brien Legal Services. Avail yourself of the professionalism of an attorney for a few $100s on most issues. Please call him. Free consultations always. OLSlaw.com. 720-370-7388. That's 720-370-7388. Mark, listen, I should say I don't want to preach, but I do want to preach. Fiber's okay, but in this case, it's not fucking doing you anything as far as viruses.
I've been taking that fiber for years.
It's good for you. I'm not saying it's not good for you. It has nothing to do with viral loads and defenses. Vitamin D, you have to have at least 8,000 units a day. 8,000 units a day of D. If your multi isn't giving you that, you really need it. And at least 4,000 milligrams of C. And then you need at least 100 milligrams of zinc. I am not saying this from personal experience. I'm telling you this from every single wellness doctor in the world will tell you zinc, C, and D. Then there's something called NAC and some other stuff you can do, but those 3 are primary. B, D, and zinc. And I don't hear you having any B, D, or zinc.
C, D, or zinc.
C, D, or zinc. I said C, D. I'm sorry, C, D, or zinc. In addition to your multi.
It's like a cash offer, all ready to go.
Now, I don't think you'll get sick because you're healthy and young, and you work out. And,
He's young.
No, he's younger. But I'm saying, Mark, honest to goodness, unless your multi has that many D's, everyone agrees. D, zinc, and C.
Vitamin what? I'm looking at the ingredients.
Okay, you want at least 8,000 units of...
Vitamin B1, B2, or B3?
No, D. D is a dog.
Oh, hold on.
Like Milo.
Try to get... I'm sorry, Dano.
No,
try to get 8,000 units a day.
I'm only doing 3.
No, you need more.
It's got plenty of zinc, 100%.
Okay, how much zinc though? No. How many milligrams of zinc? You need 100 a day with the defense.
Wow, it's got 15.
No, Mark, I swear to God, it will really help you. Even if you have it now, it's going to help you get through it. Do you know what they gave that to President Clinton when he got in there? I mean, President Trump when he got in there. They gave him...
D and zinc.
They gave him D and zinc.
Besides everything else, yeah. But that's what bothers me, is they don't say this stuff. You know what? I'm so thinking on the overweight thing, they're thinking Whoopi will go bananas and say, you're body shaming.
Yeah, that's right. But that's the God's honest truth, that even mild obesity. I'll bet you that woman, I'll guarantee you that woman is a little overweight.
And I think it's this glucose number.
Wait a second, guys. Wasn't it de Blasio that actually got rid of the fucking big gulps?
Yeah. Not de Blasio. It was Cuomo, wasn't it?
No, it was de Blasio. No, it was Bloomberg.
Bloomberg actually did try to intervene. Everybody told him to fuck off.
Bloomberg. You know what? Yeah, but that's only one small stupid thing. Mark.
Okay, they learned their fucking lesson too.
I know, but you don't force it. You tell them what will help you. You don't force it.
Oh my God! People know not to smoke, Dan. You ever been to fucking Santa Fe, New Mexico, or Albuquerque? They all fucking.
I know, but it's like that's what I'm saying. You know,
Mark, please do me a favor. I'm saying
can't force them to take the vaccine.
Mark, I'm saying this out of love for you and Suzanne. Please increase your zinc, your C, and your D.
What D though?
D? What do you mean? What D?
There's D3?
Yes, D3. Yes, D3.
God damn, there's all kinds of different D's, bruh.
Mark, there's a capital and a little D.
D3.
Cursive D.
Man, I have taken so much time on this. So much time.
Mute.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. I'm going to tell you more than 40 years ago, I was learning about how carbs can hurt you. 40 years ago, people are telling me I'm crazy. I was researching what D can do for you. I was researching what all of these things can do for you 40 years ago. If the government would just help with wellness, they're all about shutting down and wearing a face mask. Do you realize, okay, face mask, fine, okay? By the way, it doesn't protect you, it protects others. So if everyone does it, it'll protect us a bit. But why doesn't the government come out? Why don't they come out and simply say, here are recommended supplements? In every single case of dire consequences, people had low levels of zinc and D and C. So doesn't it seem logical to you that if you increase your C, your D, like me or not, I don't care if you hate me, I know what the hell I'm talking about. You increase your D, you increase your C, and your zinc. My doctor gave me a wellness formula, and you know what? I compared it with no less than 50 research studies on supplements or COVID cases, and every single one of them agreed on C, D, and zinc. Now, others added some stuff, like psyllium, or they added NAC and other things. So it will not hurt you to do that. I'm not telling you you're going to prevent it, but for God's sakes, people who have had those supplements have had minimal effects.
Tim, go ahead, Tim. Welcome. What's happening?
Yeah, so I was just wondering if you were planning on getting the vaccine that's coming out.
Yes, I do plan on getting it, and I'm not one of these people. See, I'm so far in the middle that people think no one likes me. You know, so I am getting a vaccine. I do believe that there's no secret ingredient in there to kill us or to control us. I am getting the vaccine. Now,
it's got that brain syrup.
I still want to continue on my immuno-boosting formula, and it's just plain science.
Clear.
ZeroResDenver.com. They clean carpets now.
Are you going back to Joe?
Air the coronavirus. Yes, for sure. Want to use this atmosphere to.
So are you getting the vaccine with or without the Christian control?
I want the God. Oh, you know what? This is where people get fucking stupid. You know. I mean, how can you say shit like that?
How do you guys know it doesn't give you that?
It doesn't give you a what?
19. God damn it. Clean your home, especially your carpet, in a natural way with empowered water, no soaps or residues ever. And they're operating at full capacity and can get to you quickly. They're following all CDC guidelines. Their technicians take the precautions not to spread the virus, both for their employees and, of course, for you and your home. Zero Res is not price gouging. In fact, just the opposite. ZeroResDenver.com right now.
Please wait while we transfer your call.
$19 with their cleaning system. GetTheCarpet.com.
Portions of the following program.
Tom got so mad he hung up on you when you said that. No, I'm kidding. I pushed it off the table.
Denver's talk station with Tom Martino, now Denver.
That's why you get the vaccine with or without the Christian control. The God control.
Canada is now, what do they call it? The God cheese, right?
Yeah, some stupid thing like that.
Hey, it happens, man.
No. Yeah. No, you should really don't just take your multi. You should up your D and I don't know 8,000 if that is, but they came that out right from the very beginning. That's what they seen is low D and following most people who got super sick. I mean, you get it from the sun if you got out.
Back into the air with paying passengers on flight 4104. The plane flew for about an hour and 20 minutes and landed.
How about elderberries?
I love a good elderberry.
I love elderberry.
Instagram and WhatsApp.
You know what you should do, and I started taking that for selenium. Take 2 Brazil nuts a day.
You are a
Since the start of the pandemic, more women are free.
I mean, it's a natural way to take it. It's always better naturally to take something versus a pill. But it's the easy way to take it for selenium.
Mark, drink plenty of water. You do that anyway, don't you?
Suzanne does.
So really, do you want me to email you the exact formulations?
No, I'm ordering some zinc now. I'm telling you though, it's all in that multi, but I get it all of it.
No, how much zinc?
So that 100%, of which is 100% in.
Mark, 100% of the recommended amount is not what you need.
I get it. I understand.
Okay, are you sure you get it?
Please listen, I know you like to disagree with me on shit, Mark, but when it comes to this shit, I'm honest to God.
Calm down, Becky.
I'm just trying to help, okay, you asshole?
Yes.
Okay, good. Not to mention, I like time off.
It's funny, we've been separated for so long in case of this, it'll be ironic if we both have it from different places.
I know.
This guy says he believes in B and E and E and R.
Did he really say that? B, double E, and R.
Doesn't sell commission investment products, and we never earn commissions on trade.
So what's in it for you?
Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when our clients do better. When it comes to helping clients achieve a comfortable retirement,
Yeah, I probably should do it. Might get back on the
I need DHEA. It has nothing to do with immuno. It came out wrong.
I don't know what that is.
I am pissed off they don't have my brand, though.
Mark, Amazon, you want me to...
I get the same brand from Amazon for everything.
Can I tell you the brand?
It would take a week to get here.
Go to Costco.
Mark, for zinc. Mark, for zinc, get...
Okay, I'm going to go out to Costco.
Mark, for zinc, get OptiZinc. OptiZinc. OPTI.
Why? Why OptiZinc?
Because it's the best absorbed. I already did the research. You know how you help me with like stuff like, you know, fucking steamers and shit? I'm just telling you. It's the best one.
Or you get just stuck on a penny.
I heard if you lick a shoe.
Mark, here, I'll tell you this, the brand that's really good. OptiZinc, it's L-OptiZinc. I take 60 a day, so really probably a little more when you're getting sick would be better, but I take 60 a day.
This report is sponsored by Rocket Mortgage.
You take what?
60 a day.
Milligrams?
Zinc, yes.
Milligrams?
30 and 30.
I thought you said 3,000.
No, not of zinc. No. Zinc, you do 100 milligrams a day. I'm doing sick.
What do you truly make of that fucking bus? They're running the buses, but you can't eat inside.
And watch out for road work in the high country and foothills.
Love a good bus.
Are you cold?
No.
Isn't it crazy?
I got this thing I put my arms on.
Dan, I have a piece of quiche. You want me to split it in two?
You eat it.
You don't want any? No, seriously, I don't care.
No, go ahead. I got my little bars and stuff. I did it. Plus, I had a big breakfast this morning.
Lender who can help you understand all your mortgage options. Get personalized loan options.
Oh, the dogs love the hot dog. Oh, the bone. God, they really like that bone.
Did you saw it now?
No, I just the husky. No, the husky is so fussy.
Oh, did you notice I have your mic there so you can talk?
Yeah. So he didn't want it, so the border collie went and got it. The bone. He loves bones. The border collie's not as fussy as the husky's so damn fussy.
Do they sleep inside with you?
Oh yeah.
Do they have beds?
Yeah. They got yeah.
Hey Tom, are you going to go anywhere for the long break?
That's under discussion right now with Stephanie. We're having a little disagreement.
Who wants to go?
Me.
Hawaii?
I'm not brave enough for that right now.
Well, go to like Kauai. Kauai is so quiet. There's a Four Seasons there.
I might take my kids. My kids have had it. They're better now. I might take my kids and go somewhere.
How's Holly?
She's better.
How long did she have it?
4 days, intense. We're just tired.
See, it's so fucking crazy. You know, they scared the piss out of us at the beginning. Although it might have been stronger at the beginning, too.
It was. The natural mutation is to get less strong to keep the host alive.
At the next break, I'm going to go run.
They are great. Don't take a chance on an unknown. GenesisTotalExteriors.com. Genesis. That's Mark Szymanski for, now it says exteriors, right? For roofing, siding, gutters, painting, fences, decks, windows, doors, but they also do bathrooms, dining rooms, kitchens, and basements and all that, okay? GenesisTotalExteriors.com. I would never intentionally ever steer you wrong, ever. And that's when it comes to also with supplements to help your immune system. I'm not pretending to know everything, but if I hadn't dedicated so much time in my life to reading research. I can't say I researched. I read research. And years ago, things that Dr. Ron Rosedale told me are coming true and have come true. Not one thing he told me was wrong. And now I'm with Dr. Grossman. He's a great guy, too. But not just them. I verify everything I hear. Everything I hear. So anyway, let me just move on. Joe Chiano is with us, becomethebanker.org. Now, listen, in a nutshell, it's life insurance on purpose, but the purpose is not to load up on life insurance, but to overfund it with cash in order to get a cash account, because it grows tax-free at about 5%. 4% of that's guaranteed, and the 1% is a dividend. This is a guaranteed cash. You know, listen to this, guaranteed tax-free savings, tax-free. Where else can you get that without a retirement plan? So, Joe, to explain the nuances, you're doing webinars now?
We are doing webinars, Tom. And the next ones are going to be in January, actually, on the 12th and the 14th. So people can actually watch the entire presentation of the Become the Banker in the comfort of their home and without having to leave their home.
I urge people, Joe will not steer you wrong. Honest to goodness, he won't. He'll answer any question you want. There's nothing hidden. So if you have any questions, give us a call. And Joe, I'm going to ask...
Joe, you'll do a private one too, right? Or do you have to do a group one?
Say that again, Mark.
Private? Can people talk to you privately?
Yeah, you guys do private, like Zoom meetings with people too.
Well, absolutely, absolutely. We can do private meetings on a Zoom, or we can do a Zoom webinar with 50 or 100 people.
What number do you prefer,
hey, Tom,
Joe?
And Mark, let me say real quickly here.
What number do you prefer?
303-779-6600.
Thank you.
Or they can go to becomethebanker.org.
Okay, Joe,
hey,
I'm not going to spring this on you, but I'm going to come back to you, and I want you, if you had to sum up what you do and what people do and give us a pitch. No, seriously, I want to do that in a very short amount of time. I really want you to talk, because I always ask questions, but you may go away thinking he didn't ask this, so hold on. And by the way, there's a reason I'm doing this. People lost their shirts during this pandemic in the stock market. This is not the only investment you should have. I'm not saying that, but it's certainly a safe one. Now, James wants to talk about a video. James, I'm not sure what you're calling about. Go ahead, James. Are you still there, sir? I hope you are.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am, Tom. I was just wondering if everybody had seen, or people had seen the video of the white guy who got pulled over in his pickup truck a couple of weeks ago, and how gentle the police officers treated him while he was while he was obstructing justice. And I mean, as far as in just being irate and everything.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
Now, James, how do we don't know what you're talking about.
There's a video on TMZ. There's a video on TMZ.
Okay.
That shows a man who got pulled over, and he was belligerent.
Okay.
And he was just screaming, and then he drove off while the cops were still telling him to get out of his car. He had a gun. He had a gun in the car, and they were just treating him so soft and everything. And then now, today, they're talking about the story of the black man who was killed walking into his home, 23 years old. You have to look that article up. His last name is Goodson, Good.
Okay, listen.
S-O-N,
okay,
Goodson.
Listen, we get it. James, I need to ask some basic questions. Are you calling because this video shows the inequity or the unbalance in dealing with a white guy versus a black guy?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am. And this is why a lot of the protesting and things of that nature was going on, because we want to continue to bring to light if those who still believe that there are no inequalities as far as in white and black. Yeah, two different situations. Two carry permit gun owners, the white guy and the black guy. Both of them, no records as far as what we can see as far as in the, they were able to carry a legal firearm.
All right, do me a favor. I can't find, James, there's no sense me looking at this, or talking to you until I look at it, and I can't find it. I'm on TMZ, and I don't know where to find it. But I want to look at it, and I do want to comment with you on this. But do you think it's a surprise, James? I mean, we do have sometimes, I don't mean all the time, but we do have a discrepancy, and usually it is favoring white guys over black guys. I mean, it is. But do you think it happens?
Well, Tom, this is what I'm saying to you. Since you already know these things, and people who are in your inner circle already know these things, why don't we all help bring a louder voice, since you have a bigger platform, a louder voice to always not only acknowledge these things, but start talking about it in your inner circles to where more people will be and try. I'm speaking of this because we want to see laws changed. We want to see not only cops fired, we want to see them put in jail. Not just, he was fired and he's able to go down the street and get another job. You see, those are the things that I'm trying to bring more to the light. As far as
James, are you frustrated right now? Like, with what do you feel not enough light is being shed on this discrepancy?
Oh yeah, because when we do see it, it's just like we want to just turn another blind eye to it. Oh, okay, be quiet and let's talk about it for 30 seconds, and then we'll sweep this one under the rug too. That's how not only our politicians do this, but we live our lives day to day like this, and we just sweep things under the rug, and it needs to be. We need to hold our officers. I'm talking with the police unions and everybody who are in bed with the politicians and things of that nature. We need to hold them all accountable, but we like to sweep them under the rug because we feel a little bit better as far as...
James, I'm going to say something, and then I'm going to move on, and I promise I'll look at the video, and I want you to call back. Daphne will give you our callback number. You'll get right through on 303 Martino. But, James, I just want to say this. One of the problems, okay, here's what happens. When that George Floyd video happened, there is not one person with a brain who was not outraged by it. I was absolutely outraged. And yes, I believe that the police need better training, and the ones who are bad need to be routed out. Here's what happened. Then you have a couple white women taking over Black Lives Matter organization and turning it into a tool for the advancement of their socialist agenda, and they started not focusing on what it was really about. Don't you agree sometimes that some of these people hijack your guys' intent? Tell me, do you think?
Oh yeah, oh yeah, and see, and it has to be more than just a slogan. We have to literally put laws on these books, and like I say, with a voice like yours, and I know you're dealing with people's problems every day, and you do a good job at it. But with a voice like yours, and people who are held up, who have a bigger platform, we just need to continue to nail this one down, because this is just, when it's blatant in your face, you feel like, man, society is just literally slapping us in the face. And our law enforcement, or when you've done nothing wrong, when you're a gun-toting, law-abiding citizen, and then you get shot in the back 3 times, that's not a good look.
James, there have been enough examples. There have been enough examples of the imbalance in treatment. You don't have to try to convince me. No one does. And another video is not going to convince me. I'm already convinced. I believe that it is almost, I don't think there's a conspiracy or there's this big, systemic racism. But what I do believe is there is a lack of training and a lack of compassion, and I think we have to have a more diverse police force as well. Hold on, we got more coming right up.
Ideal coming up 30 seconds.
Did you know 1 in 5 people live with vein disease?
Well, there's one I'm looking at, the police cop was basically
Yes, feel free to chime in when I have stuff like that, because you're better versed at it than I am.
And care. And
this guy was running, was chasing the cop.
And most health insurance.
10 seconds.
All right.
I'll tell you after. I'll tell you after your spot.
You can tell me on the air.
Collins, Lakewood, or Louisville locations. That's 1-800-NEW-LEGS. UnitedVeinCenters.com, America's top vein care center.
Let's talk about getting a loan. You know, you can really go anywhere to get a loan. Let's face it, everyone's going to give you about the same loan, but no one is going to do what Ideal does when it comes to different kinds of things like this. How about the interest rate guarantee? Ideal. But that means 2 years, rates go down. Over 2 years, they refinance you free of charge. What about credit optimization? What, are you kidding? Most people are just satisfied if you are approved. Ideal goes a step further. They'll go into your credit and change things if they can. You know, I'm talking about legally, ethically, and quickly, like paying down a balance here or correcting an address there that gets you even better pricing. And then, of course, they have pre-approval like a cash deal. They have so many other tweaks they can do for you. Why don't you call them and find out? Don't just shop one company. Find out the Ideal difference, the Ideal loan at Ideal Home Loans. Ideal. 303-867-7000. IdealHomeLoans.com.
Michael Brown here. I recently see
what were you asking me, Tom?
Tell me what you were telling us.
After rolling a few miles.
I would tell him that basically one of the reasons why I started my YouTube channel was because I'm tired of big platforms not addressing it, and I know that that's not, like, my channel itself is not a big platform, but once you get a big enough following, you do get a voice, you can be heard, because I completely agree with the sentiment that nobody wants to talk about it because it makes them uncomfortable, or that's not what my show is about, or blah 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 this or blah 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 that. So I decided to just do it myself. And one reason why he says that, like, whenever he was talking about people, you know, ignore it day after day, is, well, like, even as a black person, I can't watch those videos or think about that day after day because, admittedly, for a long time, like, I thought white people had it out for me. I thought everyone of every other race other than black people had it out for me, and that's because, like, you ingest all that material.
Right, I get it. That's a good point.
You know, so, like, that's one reason why I don't dwell on it every day, so it's not, like, you know, on my mind 100% of the time as he says it should be, just because, you know, after a while they corrupt you and it kind of just, like, it really takes you into a direction you don't want to be, so you got to learn to take a step back from it. And just, another thing, and, like, the last thing is just, it's obvious there's a bias in how cops deal with us, is how they deal with, you know, other people, other races of people, and, you know, it does have to change from a law standpoint, but, like, you know, at the same time, you as a radio host, you're not a lawmaker, you're not a legislator, you know, yeah, you can relate to it, and, like, whenever, it's funny that he says no one in your inner circle at the radio station talks about it, because I'm like, I'm here.
The time that works for them, and we'll keep all our people busy right through the show.
Again, he brought it up that no one, James did. Police unions are the biggest problem.
Picture right, it's done right. 303-722-2295.
And that was never addressed by Black Lives Matter because they're afraid of, I think, go into other unions, the teachers' union.
But you're right, am I right that they hijacked the movement and then fucking...
Oh, yeah. Well, they always said it. I mean, it wasn't white women, it's 3 black women that started Black Lives Matter.
Tom,
Yeah.
Historic lows.
will you text me the safe password, please?
Time many of our friends lost.
Yeah, would you do me a favor and don't let Ann see it?
Hey, tell her don't shut the refrigerator door when she goes in there. Leave that refrigerator door.
Yeah, leave the refrigerator door open. Listen, I want to get my
these uncertain times.
I want to get my doctor on.
So what's important? Your family. Call Affordable Interest.
And I'm going to give you this number, 115. I already have them booked, okay?
720-895-0500. We are locally owned and operated.
That's where you get rid of Joseph.
And you first, straight answers and listening.
Dad, I'm texting you.
Let us help you protect your home. Take AIM, 720-895-0500, where it's all about you.
Hi, I'm Randy.
I think, like I said,
President of Optima Tax Relief.
police unions, I think, are the biggest culprit. That and blue code of silence, whatever the hell they call it.
So listen, I know that.
Is Mark still in Florida or is he at home?
He's at home.
When the experts opt for tax relief, we will fight to get you the best possible tax settlement. Call 800-960-1575. 800-960-1575.
Mark.
What smart comment are you doing?
What do you think would happen if this was the black man? He pulls this guy over and the guy says, I'm going to shoot you.
Is this the one I've seen?
This is bullshit.
I think you can't say that it's all cops doing that.
I'm not saying it. I said this is bullshit. Look at it. He has a fucking gun.
Get on all this big action. Download the DraftKings app now. Enter code SPORTS during
I mean, there's cops that
Dan is saying this is completely okay.
I'm saying you can't just because there are cops out there that would have shot him. You know, it's just that this cop, I mean, shooting someone's hard.
Denver's Talk Station.
I mean, I'll show you another one where the guy's chasing the cop.
Is this me? Testing 1, 2. This is Tom Martino. Your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
One Clear Choice Garage Doors. Don't forget them. You got to call them if you have a garage door problem. One Clear Choice Doors, 24/7 for emergencies, or you can do an $80 inspection if you're buying a home. I use them all the time. I've bought 4 doors or 5 doors from them, at least that many openers or more. All of their prices fully disclosed. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. So, I saw that video. I'll talk about it later. We have so much to get to right now, okay? So please bear with me. Keith has a comment on James, who called in and complained about this video on TMZ. He said, look, here's a white man threatening to shoot the police, running away or driving away, and they don't do anything. I'm looking at the video, and he's absolutely right. It is horse crap. If that was a black man, he'd be pulled out on the ground, on his belly, blah, blah, blah. But now, what do we say? Here's the problem. Do we always say that it's all cops or this cop? That's where it always comes in. People are going to say, well, Tom, like Deputy Dan said, we can't say all cops are like that. Okay, that's true. But there are enough we should be concerned about. Keith, go ahead. What's your comment?
Hey, Tom, I'm so tired of hearing this idea of systemic racism, systemic bias. I have a white friend. I'm white. My friend got pulled over by a sheriff here in Colorado, was thrown out of his car, did not do anything. He was told he has no rights and thrown in jail over a minor traffic incident. And I have had it with this systemic racism BS. I'm done with this. Hey, this happens everywhere to everyone.
I'm not going to agree or disagree. Let me ask you a question, though. I hope you heard me say I don't believe it's a matter of systemic racism. I think it's a matter of a lack of training and fear and unfamiliarity. I think if you had a black man, he's going to treat a black man differently. And I think that a white man treats a white man differently. It's built in, not racism, familiarity. It's just the way it is. But, James, do you agree or not that it happens more? These instances of excessive force happen more with black people, yes or no?
As a percentage.
Are you talking to me? No, I don't. I don't, because you look at the statistics on the number of black people that are actually charged with crimes in this country, and that number in itself is biased towards black people, because there's a reason for that. It's statistically proven that they're the ones committing more crimes than white people. So yes, I don't disagree that you pull somebody over in the middle of the night and it turns out to be a black guy, then okay, you may take more precautions than you would with a white person.
But
I don't
Keith,
buy it.
the white guys had a head start for years and years, man. Black people up until the 40s, 50s, and 60s were treated like second class, and if you go back much further than that, they were slaves, man.
Baby is crying.
Okay, so you're telling me
Mine.
Everybody that is alive today since the 40s. Give me a break.
Oh, absolutely. I am loving this.
I think. Hold on.
Give me a break. So you're telling me that somebody that's my age that was born in the 60s is literally subject to that same type of bias.
Yeah, they have more of a head start because their parents, their grandparents, their great-great-grandparents had time to build wealth.
My girlfriend is black. Let me tell you something. My girlfriend is black.
Hold on, Keith. Hold on. What you're going to start telling us is one or two success stories. And stop the baby crying ants right now. Here's what I want to say, okay? Damn it. It's absolutely true that white people have a head start and had a head start. I'm not saying in every single case. But you know what? Don't tell me that black people don't start out at a deficit. They sure as hell do most of the time. Not all the time, but most of the time. But I'm not saying there's systemic racism. Again, it's the way we evolved, okay? We evolved that way. And yes, blacks commit more of a percentage per capita of crime. Absolutely, if you look at it. And why is that? Okay, you got to ask yourself, is it because they're black? Of course it's not. I mean, I think you put any segment of a population in the exact same environment and circumstances, and the exact same thing will happen. I don't think it has anything to do with color. It has to do with familiarity, with majority, with evolution of society. See, Keith, you and I are saying the same thing. I don't think anything is built in, but it is what it is. I mean, to say that a black boy has the same exact chance to go to Yale or Harvard, I mean, that's just BS. That is just BS. I'm talking about the same black kid from the same family and the same white kid. I'm talking about even equal societal families don't have the same chance. I mean, it is getting better. But I don't want to say, here's what I don't want to say. I don't want to say our country sucks and we're all racist, because we're not. It's not intentional, for God's sakes. That's when I talk about, don't you understand? Like when it comes to this COVID thing, it's not intentional what government is doing to hurt people for shutting things down. It's in their stupid brain. They believe it's best. I think cops, when they approach someone and it's a black guy, if they don't treat the black guy the same as a white guy, I don't think it's out of hate. I think it's unfamiliarity. We just aren't familiar. Think about it. Now, there are some hateful people, but they are in such a minority. If only we would start looking at issues how they really are, instead of imputing our paranoid thoughts. Really. Like for example, a vaccine, okay? And that's controversial. Why? Because right away people jump to conclusions that the government's going to sneak something into the vaccine to control people. For God's sakes, let's step back, okay? And stop these delusional thoughts, whether they're progressive or conservative, and look at things for what they are. Do we really believe the government would put ingredients in a vaccine to control us? I think the government thinks they're doing the right thing. Okay, we are all, all come from that position. We're trying to do the right thing. So when we talk to someone who doesn't agree with us, let's not talk from a position that they are evil. Because really, there aren't that many evil people. But really, there is a bit of an imbalance in society. By the way, it's not only among blacks, but poor people or people without means. I have had a lot of discussion about this on the show. I think school and education is one thing that can't be given out enough. Okay, I don't believe in giving out free things, but education is not free because you have to work for it. If someone gets an education and they don't work and maintain it, kick them out. immediately. But if they can maintain good grades and become someone,
got a break soon.
Is something that will help all of us. We got more coming up.
Clear. Art of Granite coming up soon.
This is Denver's Talk.
Sorry about it.
No, Daphne, my attorney, my doctor,
what you would say?
What Tom was trying to say is that they're going to put the God gene in the vaccine.
All states.
You know, Mark, I just get even, I don't have any tolerance for that bullshit when they say stuff like that. It's just fucking stupid.
Hey, I'll tell you what, if you want to fly and go to certain places or go see a concert or a sports game, you better have the fucking vaccine.
Better have the card.
Good for them.
I wonder how the card will look like. It's something that you can copy or what?
I got one.
No, you don't.
Seriously, they blew it up for a real big one for me. It's going to look very similar to this.
On a smaller scale.
Find out just how much you can save today.
Hey, I did have vitamin. Look, I do have D3.
Or call an agent.
Were you taking it? You got to take it though.
Yeah.
Let's talk about getting granite countertops or any natural stone countertop or quartz. You can do that at theartofgranite.com. They're still open. The showroom's open. You just need to make an appointment. The message is simple and clear. You get all your materials at wholesale, even the grout. Now, once you get this thing installed, you pay for the square footage of the fabrication and installation. No excess cost. In fact, you get the bathroom free when you do the kitchen. You get tear out and hallway free. Get your price on the phone today. Theartofgranite.com, 303-386-5919. 303-386-5919.
Michael Brown here. Aldi HVAC is the veteran and family-owned HVAC company that you know I trust in my home. And right now, they're offering a free whole air purification.
And another thing is what I say on the cops thing. It really depends if there's more cops around. I mean, just like the guy on...
Did I do that reverse mortgage people twice or once? I want to do it twice. Did I?
Yeah, you did it twice. Silver Leaf? Yeah.
Okay, I'm Rachel here. I learned a lot this year about home title theft. Here's how the crime happens. The legal title is
unlike Mark.
Kept online.
Mark doesn't help me with his memory. How much time do I have to answer?
Title. Forges your signature on it. 3 minutes, almost 4 minutes actually.
Thank you, sir.
Then he takes out loans against your
I don't
home.
know if I should take this out into the bathroom.
You won't know until the collection calls pour in. You're not protected by insurance, the bank, or common identity theft. Home Title Lock protects you. And in the unlikely event you become a victim of title theft while a member, Home Title Lock will spend up to $250,000 in legal fees to help restore your home's title. Go to HomeTitleLock.com and register your address to see if you're already a victim. Then use code RADIO for 33 days of protection. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com. That's code RADIO at HomeTitleLock.com. Michael Brown here. I recently tried Blue Sky CBD and I was amazed at the instant relief I got from my soreness after running a few miles. Blue Sky CBD is simply amazing. My joint pain went away quickly. I was honestly amazed at how quickly it worked. Blue Sky is guaranteed for pure.
This makes all sense.
Sure enough, it worked for me. It worked for you too. There's no THC, so if you didn't take a drug test, no problem. You've heard me talk about tamsulodeoxin. Well, she is Blue Sky CBD. Try Blue Sky CBD.
Hey, Tom.
He's the executive.
The executive.
Hey, by the way, I'm going to tell...
Did anybody tell him how often Doc was using the executive? What were you going to say?
That's one thing about the zinc, you know, or the D3 there. You got to take it for it to be effective.
What do you mean take it? Of course you take it.
He says, I got it. It's in a bottle. He's not taking it. I told him. I said, one thing about it.
You're absolutely right, because Tom says, get this, get that. He does not say take it. There's all these listeners sitting around staring at unopened vitamins. Going okay now. Tell us what to do, Mr. Martino.
I'm out. Timeshare Freedom Group is ready to help you get
I'm going to have some quiche.
thousands of people like you through the
Now, quiche is purely, well, who knows, what kind are you?
There's no
Are they like
problem.
the little Costco ones?
No, it's homemade. It's homemade.
Oh, homemade. It's probably a shitload of carbs, though. Huh?
No, hell no. There's none. It's an almond crust even. You don't know what the hell you're talking
It's got extra zinc.
Don't miss out on some of the all-time lowest interest rates. You can still buy or refi with ideal home loans, safely, remotely.
Hey, when my son got there, they pulled him out of the ground, threw him on the ground.
Your son?
Yeah.
Is he dark complected?
No, right? And the Hispanic guy he's with was the one that they said was in the garage robbing, which he wasn't. They were at a party, but they didn't do anything to him. But my son pulled the door shut when he opened it.
Okay, all the quiche I'm looking at has quite a few fucking carbs, so what's in yours?
Right back on 30.
Mark, eggs and cream and well, I mean, it's just none. I can't believe. Mark, you're looking at these stupid store-bought bullshit with crust.
That's right.
Crustless quiche. So damn it.
No, it's not crustless, it's almond.
Denver's talk station.
Dan, you're looking at it. How many carbs are there?
Number one for podcasting.
Don't lie.
It's in the oven.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Claims Pro, the public adjuster in the Denver office. If you have an insurance claim, don't do it alone. Run it by him, and he will give you his opinion if he can help. And they always collect more money. Let's put it this way. 98% of the time, because insurance companies are not going to be fair ever. Okay, if you listen to this show, you know I'm not talking BS. Claims Pro, public adjusters, you need one on your side. A water claim, a fire claim, whatever it is, residential or commercial. You can look them up online. Publicadjuster.pro. Publicadjuster.pro. 833-252-4600. 833-252-4600. Okay, so let's talk. Joe Chiano, I asked you to give me a pitch on Become the Banker, and here's what I want to mention. So many people lost money are looking for safe investments. So many people want something they can put their money in and it grows. This is where it can grow tax-free. All right? You can draw it out tax-free. And you will never get upside down in it because the money you put in grows tax-free, and you have a death benefit that pays off everything at your death. So you can use it during your life and borrow what you need, and you can use it for retirement. So, Joe, I know that's a pitch I'm giving. How would you explain it to people?
Well, Tom, thank you for the opportunity. See, over the past 45 years as a certified financial planner, I have always kept my clients' money safe. So I would like to ask your listeners right now, how much money can they afford to lose? How much money are they willing to afford to lose? You know, with this pandemic that we're experiencing right now, the global economy is crumbling down. And like you said it before, nobody, and we can say with 100% certainty, nobody that they're clients of ours, they haven't lost one dime. So if somebody listening is not able to lose any money and they want to save their money, they want to keep their money safe, then the Become the Banker strategy is right up their alley. It's a place where they can put their money, have it grow, tax-free, liquid, and be protected against the economy.
Okay, I love it. So all they have to do is give you a call or go online. BecomeTheBanker.org is your website, and they can sign up for a seminar or call you 303-779-6600. 303-779-6600. Hold on in case someone has any questions or follow-ups. Safe investment, tax-free investment, retirement, college fund, whatever you need it for. Phoenix, what's going on with you, Phoenix? Thank you for waiting. We're trying to get through these calls as quickly as possible. 303-713-TALK. All right, go ahead, Phoenix.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Phoenix.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay. On October 26th of 2019, I went to Emick Volkswagen and bought a 2019 Jetta. Bought a new Jetta. And since then, I've had nothing but trouble with the Jetta.
It's a brand new 2019.
The specific thing that it does. Yes.
What do you
and
mean?
And I bought it on October 26th.
Are they just not fixing it under warranty?
Well, they can't find anything wrong with it. It's one of those phantom. It's an electrical problem or it's a transmission problem, and it doesn't show its face, except to me when it stalls out on me and I almost get rear-ended in traffic.
But computers
They're ignoring
have
it. They're trying to make it.
Computers have code.
Yeah.
So, what's the code saying?
Well, they're not able to get any codes to come up.
Gosh, what are the symptoms?
And it's had warranty work done.
To a different dealer.
Symptoms, Phoenix.
I've done that already. When I go into a driving position, the one and only symptom is if I'm going to be making a right-hand turn into traffic from a stop, something goes on inside the transmission and the gearbox that causes the car to screech to a halt and become out of my control.
Wait a minute. Hold on now, Phoenix.
Very scary thing to be happening.
Only when you turn to the right.
Yeah, that's been the history. You know, I can only give them what's my experience. And only when I'm turning to the right am I getting whatever is happening inside the transmission that it locks everything up.
It looks like there's a class action coming out on this. 18 and 19 VW models, GTI, Golf, Jetta, Tiguan, they just stop working. They just die when you're driving. It says nothing about turning right.
Hold on a second, though.
Oh, well, that was just,
if Emick's saying they know nothing, they're lying to you because you can Google this.
Phoenix.
Well, I've been Googling stuff, and I've been finding...
Phoenix, can I ask you something quickly here? When it locks up, do you mean it's like you suddenly threw it into park?
Yes, exactly, except I just went from regular drive into manual. But the gear shift actually moved from drive to manual, caused the vehicle to lock up and subjecting me to rear-end collisions.
Wait.
Because it's stopping without notice. I don't even know.
Have you had a rear-end collision?
No, but I had some close calls.
All right, here's what we need to do.
I have been able to manage. I've been able to manage the car, but they're ignoring me. Yeah.
We won't let them ignore you. We will have We'll have Deputy B give them a call and say, why are you ignoring her? Because as Mark said, Mark, are you sure they're describing the same problem?
Well, it has nothing to do with turning either way, but yes, it's. Here's one guy. He's the owner of a 2019 Jetta, and he said, I've owned it 6 days, and it has happened 4 times, 3 of which were under 5 miles an hour. It would just stop, like on a highway or off-ramp, and then once he was going 20 miles per hour, and it happened.
And does he say it locks up?
It's
like
happening, and they're ignoring it. Yes.
Oh,
he doesn't go into that much.
I'm in such a panic when this is happening because the last time it happened, I was actually getting ready to go to Tynan's Volkswagen to get them to look at it. They're not doing anything. Emick isn't doing anything. The Volkswagen rep from wherever he is said, get the car out of there if it doesn't have
Tom,
any
I don't think
light.
it comes to a stop.
That's
I mean, you
not
just
my
stop.
fault.
You stop progressing.
Okay, let's figure this out. Let's figure this out with let's have someone call. Is your car in the shop right now?
Yes.
Let's call over there.
They've given me a loaner car, which is very nice.
Is Deputy B around?
I believe he is.
If he is, let's have him give a call. If not, we'll save it for him. Now, is this on line 1 Deputy Doc, our Deputy Doc?
It is our Deputy Doc on line 1.
Hey, is it a manual transmission?
Hold on. I don't know. We'll find out.
We have more, so we got check with Deputy Doc.
Sir, which of these do you want Mark to do?
Is sponsored by Safeguard Soap and Sanitizers.
From the Betfred Sports Traffic Center,
Sheridan.
lunch hour, easy.
Sheridan, let me do mine too first.
Both on and off the
Hey, Mark, you hear that? You're going to do Sheridan.
off highway, Arapahoe and Revere to watch out for. Police
Did you hear that, Mark?
Road work continues off highway on southbound Santa Fe, approaching Dartmouth as well. Also westbound Island closed.
Then I'm going to switch back to a wired connection. I think there's a delay here because people, it's really weird talking to people.
Yeah, I think there's a delay between you. It's between you and the callers. It looks like it's been getting a little bit longer too, because it wasn't as bad in Charlotte.
Yeah, I'm going to change it. I'm going to go back to broadband and see what happens. If anything happens, I'll switch back.
Safeguard against
All right, hold on 10 seconds till Fuller fix it.
hand soap with micellar deep cleansing washes away 99% of germs, even down to the pores, leaving hands clean and hydrated. Safeguard against germs by hand washing with Safeguard.
Let's talk about free legal advice. You know, when I say that, I really mean it. Don't waste your time if you've been injured in a car accident. Our car accident expert, John Fuller, attorney at law, is happy to answer any and all of your questions freely. Now, why does he do that? Well, it could be a case worth going after, and if he takes the case for you, it'll be on contingency. There is no obligation to call him, but I urge you to, because he really is good at what he does. PersonalInjuryCO.com. 303-597-4500. 597-4500. You know who else is really good at what they do? Fix It 24/7. You've heard me talk to my friend George, I've known for years, who took over this company and has grown it to a full-service plumbing, heating, cooling, electric, and drain company. And now he has gotten special stimulus discounts that he is giving to customers along with American Standard heating and air conditioning. What they're doing together is giving you some big discounts on high-efficiency furnaces. Call for more information, 720-526-3939. 720-526-3939. FixMyHome.com.
Sorry, that commercial started out of the blue.
No, it's not reverse it. But instead of using salt to clear this wintry mess,
Alright, no bullshit.
like sand and sawdust.
I'm going to start this, then I'm going to eat it, and I'm not going to feel guilty because you don't want it.
That's fine. I say one of the few things that wanted to do good in his 8 years
is what?
Was the body cam thing on cops.
Did he require that?
Huh?
Did he require that?
He gave a bunch of federal money and stuff for it to get it.
Engine repair, transmission repair.
But let me tell you, there's a lot of them that turn it off.
I know. They say it wasn't working properly.
And that's but like I say,
kind of bullshit.
It's police unions and this blue code is what and like I said, what they did in my
You don't, and you believe your son because he's not a wise ass, right?
Well, he did smart off to him.
$1,000 a month.
He did?
Yeah. Well, he was in there. The whole thing.
How'd he smart ass?
He was when he was handcuffed in the back of the.
What can he say?
He says, "You guys should be ashamed of yourself. You guys have no ethics whatsoever, and going all through this."
Was he drunk?
No.
Man, that's amazing that he was mouth off. I've never known.
Well, he had just been thrown down and stuff. See, what happened is they came out of the party. Okay, and they just drove up and drove around. There was a report that a Mexican kid was in a garage, the neighbor, and the friend with my son was Mexican.
In a garage.
Was in the garage was open. He was in the garage
doing anything, dude.
I don't know. You know, so they just came.
You mean like an attempted burglary?
Yes. Oh. So they stopped him. And they just pulled up and go around, 4 cop cars, boom, all surround them, got in there. They said, "Get out." And my son says, "Oh, I don't have to get out. You know, I didn't do anything wrong." And he says, get out. So the cop leaned in and opened up the door, and my son slammed it shut. Not on his arm or anything, was slammed shut. He threw my son down, whatever, and they handcuffed him and all that. And then they said,
but why did your son do that?
We're going to get you a DUI, because he had heard that they don't have authority to come in to make you get out of the
yeah, where do people get that impression?
Because the stupid ass kids, they think they know it all.
Yeah, so then what happened?
So then they said, okay, you were driving, you think you're drunk and stuff, so if you, and then he says, no, I haven't had anything. So he says, okay, if you blow a 0-0, I'll let you go then. And he had a beer like a couple hours before that.
Insurance company customizes
so he says, no. So then he says, okay, we're going to take you to test you. So they took him and they handcuffed him. They gave the Mexican kid
can they force a test?
Yeah.
They can?
Yeah. Well, no, they can't force a test, but that's refusal. So they took him, he's going to do a blood test. So the blood test is what he should have done right there. So he took him for the blood test. He went in, that's when he said, you guys have no ethics, whatever, like his handcuffed in the back. And so they got him in there, and he said he's going to do a blood test, so they got to bring somebody in to do the blood test. And during that time, they had you do another blow to see if they're going to throw you in the drunk tank or not.
Did they throw him in the drunk tank?
No, he blew a .01 at that time, which is nothing.
Hey, Tom?
Yeah?
What card? She wants the combo to the safe. What do you want to do here?
I gave it to her.
Okay, what is she taking, do you know?
Gift cards.
Alright, is she giving all of our gift cards away?
No, hold on.
I emailed you guys what she sent me. I was just waiting for the okay to give her the code.
Hold on. Hi, Tom Martino here, 303-713-TALK. 713-55. Hang on. We are going full steam ahead. I want to tell you about SaferNet. Remember SaferNet.com. That's the website I want you to go to find out more, okay? Don't just go by what I say. I want you to explore. And you get 44 days free. There is absolutely no reason why anyone would not do this. Use Tom in the promo code. Get 44 days of this service. SaferNet.com. It's guaranteed. What I mean by that is if you do what it says, it will guarantee they will do what they say. Now, all you have to do is put it on your computer. It's an app. It runs in the background, does not affect your speed. It protects it from all intrusions. It encrypts your information. It keeps viruses, malware, and ransomware off your devices. Only $2 a month each. Think about that. $2 a month. SaferNet.com. But you're going to get 44 days free. Deputy Doc, he's in the hospital. I was shocked when he texted me, but on Thursday he didn't sound right. I said, Doc, I don't think you sound right. He said, I feel all right. And Dan will attest to this, Deputy Dan. I actually said that. I said, hey, you should get tested. Deputy Doc, what was that first test you had done? Is he there?
We have him up.
Deputy Doc, are you there, sir?
Can you hear me now, Tom?
Absolutely.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
What was your first test?
Yeah, so I got the antibody test.
Why did you go for an...
And that came back negative.
But why did you go for an antibody test?
Well, I went for both of them. Because if the antibody test was positive, I wouldn't have had to do the PCR. But since the antibody test was negative, I went ahead and did the PCR.
And what did it show?
It showed that I had the COVID. But I knew something was wrong because I was just getting weaker and weaker. And by Monday night, when I went to the hospital, I got up from my couch to go from the couch to my refrigerator, which is about 20 steps, and I almost couldn't make it. I was so fatigued. So that's when I called the ambulance and had them take me to the hospital.
And tell us about it. Did you have any rough days or nights?
Just a little bit of lack of sleep. There's really no pain. It's just the shortness of breath and the fatigue. And they've been treating me well. They gave me some antibiotics. They gave me some steroids. We're trying the convalescent plasma, and we're trying the remdesivir. So I'm getting the full load of available treatments right now.
Okay.
So things are not deteriorating, which is good. I'm staying afebrile, no fever, no additional symptoms, no cough. So I think either everything is working or whatever it is, the combination is working. So we're doing well.
That's pretty good.
That's
happy,
great.
I'm happy to hear that.
Yeah. So,
can you tell me how accurate is the...
Hey, Tom, I just want to say something.
Yeah.
No, there are false positives and false negatives with the antibody, but the PCR test is almost impossible for it to be false.
Okay.
Can I say one quick thing?
Yes, go.
Hey, anybody I was working with, I'm really sorry, but I'll have to put a hold on it until I get back home and get access to my notes on my computer. So
come on, Doc.
Yeah, that's a lot of crap.
What?
He's slacking.
Come on, man. Anyway, we understand.
All right.
More coming up.
Did you know 1 in 5 people live
clear.
disease? You don't
have to live with the aching, swelling, and pain of varicose veins. United Vein Center's experienced board-certified...
Tommy, I bet you got it, man.
Compassion and care. And
What's that?
I bet you got it.
Think I got it too?
By Medicare and most health insurance. Call 1-800-NEW-LEGS to schedule your...
Yeah, he was breathing over me as much as he was Tom.
Lakewood or Louisville locations. That's 1-800-NEW-LEGS. UnitedVeinCenters.com, America's...
You know, he also is a spit talker.
Job loss? Considering a pension buyout, a severance package.
Did you know that?
What?
He's a spit talker, Jerry.
Oh.
He's a close talker.
8604. That's 720-488-8604.
He's a spit talker.
Hopefully they'll let you set up that red box in the hospital.
Mark, I am feeling weak. I'm not shitting you.
I know. I'm telling you, it's also a mind fuck, and I'm not kidding.
Yeah, that's what I said, man. I have said that along. It's attitude is one of the biggest things in sickness.
And I got a shitty attitude.
You got a shitty attitude, Tom.
That means you got it. When do you get tested? Tomorrow?
Yeah, in the morning.
Man, I hope I
How
can
long
do
is it? What they say for results? 24, 48?
Shit, no. 3 to 7.
3 to 7 days? 3 to 7 hours.
3 to 7 days.
Oh my God, where'd you go?
It's the only place I could go with PCR that has no PCR comes back in 2 days.
We get ours back from 12 hours to 24, bro.
Well, then it's not PCR.
They take it right in your car and it goes right into their lab.
Then it's not a PCR.
Okay, well they're shoving something up our fucking nose, and it's called PCR.
Is it capital or little p?
Is it what?
Capital? Is it a capital P or a little p?
It's a small p?
Okay.
No, really, Mark. I was told there's no quick.
We 10 hours.
Where?
Kaiser. You have to be a member, though, dude. It's for super important people. This is not for your run-of-the-mill sketches.
Okay, listen. Here is the number he wants.
He would join fellow tech tycoon Michael Dell,
Dad.
Kilo Vodka tycoon Bert Beveridge as billionaires.
I don't know why Dad is out.
San Francisco's cigarette smoke
Yeah.
negative purpose is up in smoke. The measure failed you.
Yeah, I can write it down for you.
That's Dr. Grossman. That's a cell. Listen, does she understand? I need to talk to her about the safe and all that.
250 years old this week and celebrating.
I'm going away from the mic though.
Cut out a massive portrait of the German composer Trevor Alt, ABC News.
I'm Dr. Andrea Russo, a cardiologist.
Hold on, Suzanne just texted me about the safe. I think she's going to go do that.
Irregular heartbeat, heart racing, chest pain, shortness of breath.
I'm switching.
Oh.
could be a serious condition like atrial fibrillation, which can make you about 5 times...
Mark, you're on 4, aren't you?
If you're having these symptoms, don't
Yes.
wait.
That you
Talk to a
don't
doctor.
Right.
That has nothing to do with it.
Okay, sorry.
Brought to you by
It's nothing to do with it. He doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about.
What's that?
He was going to Network 4. I says, you can't go to Network 4.
Knowledge, self-directed investing can help you find answers. Personalized planning tools and insights to help you get where you want to go.
Yeah.
Even with just merrilledge.com/weekendreach to get started today.
Leave it alone.
He's getting a little cocky, Tom is, so I think he's feeling better.
I like how he said that our test can't come back in 12 hours. I just looked at the time on one of them. 10 hours, 30 minutes. And it's called I'll tell you exactly, it actually tells you what it's called. Let's see. This molecular test, also known as a PCR, RT-PCR, or NAA, or RMA, has been authorized by FDA under an authorized use EUA for use by authorized laboratories.
Also, those troops would experience Christmas, the spirit of Christmas.
And then they added in my results. They said positive, but it's one of the best positives we've ever seen. It's terrific.
Super terrific.
It's a super terrific positive. What is the other kind of test he's talking about?
I don't know. Well, the antibodies of blood, and then, well, the other one that you said, that prick test, where, the quick test, right?
My parents had a quick test
What is that called?
Monday. It was a blood test.
Yeah, what is that called?
I have no idea. But you want the molecular, right?
Yep. Well, like say the PCR, that's what you want.
Your forecast for today, sunny this afternoon, will cool off to the low 30s.
Yup, and it says it uses amplification.
Yeah. Does it say how many times?
Thursday with a high in the mid.
No, it doesn't.
See, that's what they were saying.
Tell her not to call that number. I got the number.
630 K-Hour.
Tell her not to call that number. What number?
Awaits you at the Broadmoor.
Listen, I have to give her not that number, okay? I need to give her the first number I did. I will send it to her again.
This is Broadmoor.
Man, it's so confusing. This is the one to call. All right, this one.
I was amazed at the instant relief I got from my soreness after running a few miles. Blue Sky CBD is simply amazing. My joint pain went away quickly. I was honestly amazed how quickly it worked. Blue Sky is guaranteed for purity and potency, and sure enough, it worked for me.
Is she around?
No THC, so I don't take the drug. Yes, you can hear what's up. You've heard me.
Daft, did you get access?
Well, she used Blue Sky CBD.
Tom, can you hear us?
Yes, did you get access?
Oh, okay. Yeah, she said she's good.
Okay, what are these certificates? Do I know about them?
And I'll get you 30% off.
Okay, thanks.
There's for those $14. And
Almost for me.
Alright, back on about 25, guys.
25.
Dan, check your email.
Check my email.
Promo code KHOW for your discount. Try it today. BlueSky-CBD.com. Promo code KHOW.
It's Ross Kaminsky. Mornings at 6. Congresswoman-elect Lauren Boebert is just back from freshman orientation in D.C. What was it like, and will she be part of a conservative female squad? Lauren Boebert joins us Thursday morning at 8:05.
That's true. Oh, this is a trained pig?
It's the Troubleshooter Show.
I need somebody.
You're back.
Solving problems, answering questions, and taking complaints. And this hour brought to you by Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. No better than Frank. If you're looking to buy or sell real estate, you will love Frank. Now listen, seriously, you'll think you're his only customer. He's doing free market valuations that are very accurate based on his stats on what he can get for a house. There's no obligation, free, just totally free. He went to a friend of mine in Evergreen to do one. My goodness. Anyway, 303-920-1622. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com. All right. Now, I want to keep going here, okay? And we do have a number of things to talk about, so bear with me, please. Judy, what's happening? Oh, we've gotten this complaint before, Judy. Judy, are you there?
A lot of good to help us. Are you there?
I'm here, dear. Go ahead.
My daughter lives in Castle Rock in the Meadows, and they are having trouble with their mail delivery. Apparently, a contract company has hired people to deliver the mail for that area in the Meadows. And it's happened more than once that she goes to her mailbox. It's empty. She goes to the post office there, and they go to the back room, and there is a basket full of mail.
What the hell is the explanation,
And it's happened more
Judy?
than once.
What's the explanation?
Not enough employees.
They don't have any. They said they only told her that if she get a note in her mailbox that the mail was taken to the post office, and she said no. Apparently, this gentleman who is hired by the contract company, whoever they are, is not making an effort to deliver the mail. And it's happened more than once. And this week, her electricity was shut off because of it. And she's working. The reason I'm calling is
because
she's working and her husband's working.
Because they didn't deliver the mail, her electricity was shut off.
Well, yes, she needed to pay her bill, and the bill was in the mail. And I know it's her responsibility to know when her electricity bill is due.
I don't expect her to know. I really don't. I don't expect her to know. I mean, I'd like to believe that I'd know, but I'll lose track of something if they don't send a bill like they normally do.
Well, and your bill's different on electric every month. Let's not forget, it's different.
I think they have an obligation to send a bill, so I don't blame her for that. But in order to get shut off, you don't get shut off from 1 month. So it had to have been way up there.
Really? Well, she pays it every month. And another example is she paid her homeowner's dues.
I've never heard.
Yes.
Okay.
And she called him up, and the girl laughed, and she turned it back on right away. Also, what has happened is in June or August, she paid her homeowner's dues early. And then she got a notice from the homeowners association that she had not paid it with a fine on it. And she specifically knows that she put it in the mailbox to be taken and mailed.
I believe it. I believe it. So listen, here's the problem.
I'd like to know what I can tell her to do.
Judy.
I know I did look it up online, and they say...
Let me just tell you, first and foremost, you're not going to get any damages from the post office. Put it out of your mind, okay? It's not going to happen. So if she has a fine, she's going to have to work that out with the HOA, and if they don't cut her slack, it's going to be tough luck. You will not. I'm going to say this once again.
That's not the issue.
No, I understand, but I just want you to know that can't happen. But what we can do is put a call in and find out what the hell is going on in Castle Rock. This is ridiculous. We've gotten about 6 calls now about this. So you're not the only one. We got a problem in Castle Rock, people, and we got to put it out there. Castle Rock post office sucks. Now,
well, you could take Castle Rock off the beginning of that and restate your phrase.
Well, I'm getting mail here, Mark. We're getting mail at our other business address. We're getting mail.
Let me tell you, compared to FedEx or compared to UPS or compared to a 95-year-old man with a bicycle, in my opinion, the post office sucks. They can't even manage their own money correctly.
Well, okay, Mark, but we're not talking about, obviously, packages. I don't think they compete well with packages. I'll agree with you there.
Man, they sign off stuff at my house. It's been delivered. It's never been delivered. So it looks like it's on time. And I got to drive up and get it, just like this woman's talking about.
But
eventually what happens is nothing.
Yeah, But what I'm talking about is for parcels is one thing, but I'm talking about for the mail, regular.
Mark, what's your comment on mail in the Meadows?
Well, I
All right, you're back?
Yes.
get everything now.
All right, putting you back up.
Sorry, guys.
Brand new home in there. And, of course, I had a little bit of moving, one package or one mail to one post office. But other than that, I've had everything. But what I think it is Amazon, Google, all these people, they're flooding our post office, and they don't have to pay for it. So we, as consumers,
Well, wait a minute, though. The post office decided to do a deal with Amazon, and they did it so cheap, Amazon used them primarily for a while. And you're absolutely right. They should have never done the deal, because if I want to ship something by USPS, I got to pay about 10 times more than Amazon does, and they couldn't handle it.
All right. Listen,
yeah, and now Denver's going to start taxing.
No. What we're going to do is, though, we got to handle this Castle Rock thing because of the 6 calls. I'm going to have Deputy Dan call down to Castle Rock. Deputy Dan, why don't you...
Tom?
Yes.
I already, with my angel at USPS,
Good.
I got the address, already shot off an email. I can't believe I haven't heard back from him, but I will hear something today.
Okay, cool. Okay, hold on a sec, though. I want to go to Joe Cano. I have an email for him. Joe. Somebody wants to know if they commit to a premium, let's say $300 or $400 a month or whatever it is, and they have a life insurance policy and they're overfunding it. What happens if something comes up and they miss a few payments or can't make their monthly payments? Do they lose everything? Hello?
I have him up, but he is not answering.
Joe Cano, are you there, sir?
I do not think he's there.
Right, let's just discontinue that then. I'm going to tell people I know what will happen. It will self-fund itself, but the death benefit might lower a bit. We're talking about becomethebanker.org. Call for your free seminar or find out how to contact them directly at that website, becomethebanker.org. Let's continue here. Now, what is the issue with towing, Daniel? What's going on? Hi.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
I had a car that was stolen in October, and I reported it. On December the 3rd, the Arvada police found the car in Arvada and had it towed to Connolly's impound lot.
Yeah, that's where they used that.
Right. The way the age of it's 21 years old. It's all busted up inside on the steering column and the wiring and all that. So I've decided that I don't want the vehicle back because it's not worth fixing.
Right.
It's only worth $900 in good shape.
Okay.
And it'll cost more than that to fix it. So I called Connolly the next day and told them, I don't want the vehicle, you can have it. And the lady said, that's fine, you bring us the title and pay the towing fee and the impound fees, and we take it.
And you tell them, I don't want to pay those fees.
Yeah, I don't see that I'm responsible for it. They've got the vehicle and had it.
You were the victim of a crime. I would tell them to take it, and I would mail them that stuff. I would mail them the title if they won't take it personally, or hand it to them, or deliver it, or have it delivered. I would not ever pay a dime for a wrecked car.
Got a break soon.
They have a contract with the city. Let them worry about it. The contract is not with you.
Well, I have one other problem concerning that situation.
Hold on, and we'll come right back to it, Daniel. I'm Tom Martino.
Here's my doctor on wellness suggestions. Coming up.
I'll bet you had something in the car that he needs.
A moderator on the Zodiac Killer
Denny's.
Subway. But now you're in search of a new challenge. Enter Solve, the hit podcast that puts you at the center of the investigation. Solve is like no other murder mystery podcast. You'll track down killers hiding in plain sight. You alright?
Yeah, it's just disturbing.
10 seconds, my high integrity.
To listen to Solve, download the free iHeartRadio.
I would bet, don't you think technically he owns the money?
Let's talk about Integra Insurance. This is open enrollment. There is only a limited time, and you need to get health insurance. Here's the other thing. If you're on Medicare, you need to make some important decisions because this is the only time of the year you can make changes. So if you need a supplement or change supplements or a drug plan, or if you want to go to Medicare Advantage, whatever you need, they can help you, and you save money every time. Integra Insurance is health insurance made simple and smart. Whether Medicare or whether regular insurance, you won't get the tax credits without going to the exchange. They can help you through that process. They can also help you with Medicaid, at least how to get started. So, take advantage of it. Open enrollment ends soon, 303-466-5500, 303-466-5500, IntegraInsurance.com. All right, everyone needs an estate plan. I think you've heard me say this over and over, and I truly mean it. If you're young, just starting out, what if you're incapacitated? Don't you want a medical directive or two? And don't you want something to take care of your pets? What about your car? Listen, as you get older, you need more of an estate plan, and he can help you update it or make a new one. That's what Mile High Estate Planning does, and that's what Blake Harris does. He's the attorney I trust right now to update my plan. His number is easy, 833-ASK Blake. Protect your legacy. Whether you need a simple will, maybe you need a trust. What about something else like power of attorney? It could be that simple. Whatever it is you need, he can do it. A beneficiary's deed? Listen, so many people make mistakes and do quick claims and all kinds of other things without knowing what they're doing and end up costing their estate a ton of money. Don't make the mistake. 833-ASK-BLAKE. 833-ASK-BLAKE.
Hi, Aunt Katie. Kitchen is fast. Oh boy.
I think he's got the option.
He's got one.
I think the guy's got the option to just say take the car and shove it.
He doesn't have to pay it. They put a lien on the car.
Mark says he's got to pay it.
No,
I think Mark is.
They put a lien on the car and they take the car. Okay? If they want to go after him for personal liability, good fucking luck, because it's going to be very difficult. Especially because it was stolen.
I guess what I'm asking is, can you put it over on collection?
Yeah, they can. But that doesn't mean...
Are you saying you're sending them tomorrow?
Oh, what is he talking about?
He's talking to somebody else.
I'm looking at my man.
I mean, I think they could really, they should fuck with his credit, is all I'm saying.
They can help you with that consolidation.
He made him put the gun back.
I don't believe, like I said, I think you're wrong on that, Tom. There's nothing to do with color. It's just the type of cop that it is. Because some cops, they've never even drawn you.
They would have killed the black man by now.
I think it's the cop you got to look at. I bet you get another cop will shoot him.
He has a gun in his hand. He has a fucking gun.
They should shoot him.
Oh no, God, they dropped it.
What do you say? You're on double what?
So what happened then?
I'm sure they got him.
Well, how do we know?
Well, dig into it.
40s tomorrow, followed by snow tomorrow night. Finally,
You think that they just let it go? I don't think so. Just like just because there's some cops shoot at people, some never want to do that.
It only takes 10 minutes to get started when you choose American Financing. 303-695-7000 or...
You bet.
MLS 12334, regulated by the Division of Real Estate.
Denver's talk station. Online at khout.com.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255.
All right, so I want to talk. I'll go back to Daniel. I'm sorry you have to wait. I have my doctor on, Dr. Terry Grossman Wellness. We talk about, listen, here, I want to make this disclaimer because I've done this enough, and I'm serious. He's not going to give you direct advice. He's going to give general, overall accepted advice when it comes to wellness and when it comes to immuno-boosting formulas. They are opinions. He's not giving you medical advice on how to treat anything. So please understand this, okay? If you think you have COVID or anything else, see a doctor. This is not going to take the place of that. He's not talking about treatment. We're talking about overall health and immuno-boosting formulas. Dr. Grossman, I beg, though, I have to ask you something. I hear that in almost every case, people who do not fare well with COVID have low vitamin D levels. They have not taken C, have low C, low zinc, and are basically deficient in some nutrients. Why do you think, and I'm asking an opinion, non-medical, why do you think the community, the medical community, the FDA, the CDC, or anyone, why don't they recommend things that we know would help people? Not cure, but help. Why do you think that they don't do that?
Well, Tom, it's a complicated issue, and a lot of it relates to the fact that before, conventional medical authorities, public health authorities, will make a recommendation, they like to have double-blind, placebo-controlled evidence that justifies why they say. So, for instance, the use of a drug like remdesivir, which has been found to have some slight benefits in the treatment of COVID disease, they have the studies and they can make that recommendation. We don't really have the studies that say that people with higher levels of vitamin C have better immune systems or are less likely to have a more severe case of COVID. Anecdotally, it looks like that's true, but they don't really have the studies that they need to make a formal recommendation.
I get that. Okay, that makes sense. So when you are recommending, as a doctor to patients, general immune-boosting supplements that over the years are accepted, and I'm not saying, again, you heard my disclaimer, we don't have to be idiots here. People know you're not talking to that person about that disease, but really things that have shown to really help the immune system. You're a big believer in vitamin D.
Yeah, what we've found, and this seems to be true, and there are studies that justify this, is that people who have lower levels of vitamin D seem to be, number one, more apt to catch COVID, and number two, if they get it, to have a more severe case. So, by the same token, people who have higher levels of vitamin D seem less likely to get it, and when they do, have a less severe case.
Now, can you talk about this? I heard, not sure if it's true, that vitamin D is better absorbed or utilized if you accompany it with magnesium? I don't know anything about it. I'm just asking.
Well, I've heard that, but one thing I know for sure about vitamin D, it's a fat-soluble vitamin, and therefore it's better absorbed when it's taken with fat. So I usually recommend when people take their vitamin D supplements, they take them with supper, because that's typically the largest meal of the day, and it's most likely to contain some fat with it. And some studies have shown that if you take your vitamin D at supper versus taking it in the morning, it'll be twice as well absorbed.
One of the things I love about your clinic is you don't do any guessing. You do blood work every 3 months. So, I mean, you know what my vitamin D levels are. And by the way, I don't mind you talking about me as a patient, but you know what they are because you see it on my blood work. So people, when they have blood work done, is it automatically included in a regular panel, or do you have to request that?
Well, it depends on the physician. More and more, I find that conventional doctors are checking vitamin D levels on patients. You know, a few years ago it was rare, but nowadays it seems as though this has become part of mainstream medicine. A doctor may not check it every time, but they will check it periodically on most of their patients, in my experience.
Hey, Tom, I got a question for you.
Go ahead, Mark.
So when I don't care if it's vitamin D, C, or whatever, if you look at a multivitamin, it'll say how much you should have each day. So in other words, 100% is in it. But like, let's take vitamin C. It might say you need so many milligrams a day. But the vitamins that I take that are vitamin C are like 50 times that. Is that bad?
No, Mark, hold on a sec. A lot of time. Oh, no, answer that one first. Are you saying, Mark, your multivitamin usually has more than the daily recommended amount? Because I don't think they do.
No, I'm saying my multivitamin, when it comes to C, has whatever 100% of the daily recommended is. But my C vitamins by themselves has 10 times.
Right. And another one, while you're answering that, Doc, listen to this. I asked Mark, is he taking zinc? He says it's in my multivitamin, and it was 15 milligrams. Well, I know from all the articles I've read, you want to have at least 60 to 100 milligrams of zinc a day. So why is that they can say that Mark is getting 100% of the required zinc, yet we're recommending more? Why is that?
Well, they've done studies, and they've established what they refer to as RDA amounts, recommended dietary allowances. And what the RDA amount for, let's say, vitamin C, it may be something in the neighborhood of 65 or 70 milligrams. What that means is if you take 65 or 70 milligrams of vitamin C, you won't get a deficiency disease associated with too low a level of vitamin C, which is to say scurvy. It doesn't say that 65 or 70 milligrams of vitamin C is the optimal amount. Just that if you don't take at least that much, you may be subject to a deficiency. The same thing applies to vitamin D. The RDA might be 400 or 600 units, depending on your age and your size and things like that. But 400 to 600 milligram international units may not be enough for optimal health. You may need to take 10 times that amount in order to get vitamin D levels that we like for good immune boosting. So there's a big difference, and that explains to Mark why the supplement he takes may have 10 times the RDA amount. The RDA is simply the amount that will prevent a deficiency if you don't get at least that minimal amount.
So the essential nutrients you like to see in your patients for immunoboosting is D, zinc, C. You like NAC. I always say, hey guys, NAC, but I don't really know what it is.
Yeah, NAC stands for N-acetylcysteine. It's a very good supplement. It's a very good detoxifier in particular. So NAC is a good supplement to take, and people will often take, it needs to be in larger amounts, like 300 to 500 milligrams a couple times a day. But I also very much for immune boosting like two more. One is selenium, which is a mineral, and it's in microscopic amounts. It's measured in micrograms, and people can take 200 micrograms of selenium. And I often tell my patients the easiest way to do that is to make sure you eat 1 or 2 Brazil nuts a day. Brazil nuts have a lot of selenium in. And the other one that has recently been added to the list is the sleep hormone melatonin. And they found that taking a relatively large dose, like 10 milligrams of melatonin at bedtime, not only will promote healthful sleep, but can also improve immune function, particularly against something like COVID. So taking some melatonin may prove to be a part of your toolkit.
And Doc, what is the melatonin? What is it that makes some people have bad dreams? Do you know? Or dreams? Weird?
No, I don't know why that is, but it is true. Some people, when they take melatonin, it either makes them too groggy in the morning or they develop nightmares.
Got a break soon?
It's like everything. We're all biochemically individual. And what is good for one person is not good for another.
Okay, I want to talk about something else. Again, not talking as treatment, but something that doesn't hurt. It's all over the internet. I want to get your take on nebulizers. And again, he's not recommending people run out and buy stuff, okay? We're just talking general overall health, and we'll do that right after this.
Clear. Artigran in about a minute.
Mark, I did too many. Have Mark do it.
Mark, you can do Artigran in a minute. In a minute. In a minute.
Denver.
It's a 30-second.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get scurvy is all you're not going to get.
By Maryland.
From the Bedford Traffic Center, crews working an accident on eastbound I-70.
Hey, Tom, Dap has a question for you.
A second crash.
He's in the executive.
Lane blocked at Denver.
He's in the executive. What do you got? I can answer it.
I-70 and then back on using...
No, just let me know when he's back.
This closed for road work on westbound I-76 at I-25, causing some slowing through there. Roadwork jamming things on southbound Santa Fe between Evans and Dartmouth. Your forecast for today, sunny this afternoon, cool off to the low 30s overnight tonight, cloudy and cooler tomorrow for your Thursday with a high in the mid-40s. It's 64 right now in Denver. With your impact traffic and weather, I'm Janine LaRose, 630 KHAL.
When questions find you, Merrill Lynch Self-Directed Investing has personalized tools and insights to help you find answers. Get started at merrilllynch.com/withinreach. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated. Registered broker-dealer, member SIPC.
You know, Mitch Floria at the Art of Granite makes it so easy to get a bid, and they're very close to an estimate on getting new countertops. Doesn't matter if it's in your kitchen, your bathroom, maybe you're redoing your basement, putting a bar in. Pretty much any countertops and cabinets, you take pictures of stuff.
I've been slamming for it 2 days.
The Art of Granite.
I'm sorry.
I don't know what's happened to me in the last month to 6 weeks, but man, I dream every night. At least I remember the dreams and stuff. I bet you I went for 8 months.
I don't want to be an asshole, but are you taking the immuno-boosting supplements?
I'm taking zinc, E. Oh, he's back. Yeah. Daphne's got a question for you. He's here. Listen. Zinc, I got to start taking extra C.
Yeah, Dad, when he says I'm here, I am. I'm listening to every word. I'm just not right in front of the mic.
I can't hear him.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
So Daniel, that's on hold on line 2 that you were speaking to, I've had no less than 2 calls from people that go to church with him and say he is a very, very sweet man and kind of in dire straits.
From custom loan programs to down payment.
So I was wondering if you'd like to send him a gift card.
Okay, let's do it.
Front or hidden.
Okay, I found 4 from Frank from last year.
Wow.
And 2 we've already committed to.
Are you sure they don't expire?
$6.95.
Nope.
Good. You're sure they do not expire? Yes, they do not expire.
Here, I will read one of them.
No, I just want to know. That's so we don't have an embarrassing.
They can expire anymore.
Yeah.
Because they're here.
Except for like American Express.
Deputy Dan.
I found 2 Walmart cards that are $100 each.
I want to, Deputy Dan.
We have 4 left.
I want to know if you're feeling perfect, normal.
I think so. I got a little dry throat.
Me too. A little tiny scratch, right?
Right.
Okay, I have the same exact thing. The same exact thing, just a little.
That's the only thing.
You feel like doing this?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I have that. Okay, I always have allergies, so I can't judge my...
And like say, I just in the morning, I just got to blow my nose in the morning. That's, standard.
So, You're not fatigued?
Not at all. But I'm not doing anything and stuff, that can make me.
Do you think I should work out or not?
What's that?
Do you think I should work out or not if I have something coming on?
Just take it down a notch.
I'm wondering, is it bad or good for you?
No, I think working out is good. You just don't want to do it like you work.
With home value still
I don't think I should go to the health club.
now may be the best.
Do like Mark, are you there?
Yeah.
Do like a Mark workout, just not very hard.
720-895-05.
Mark puts on a tape and watches someone.
Should the economy change? All without
Mark, you look.
Shove that quiche down your pie hole.
You look fatigued.
Wash it down with Diet Coke.
Yep.
720-895-0500.
Hey, you got like a little scratchy throat in the back?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
what's that?
I think that's too.
Putting you for
Yeah.
with straight answers.
Damn it, Mark!
Unmatched in Colorado. Let us know.
That
too?
That dry tickle?
895-0500. Where it's
mine's probably from actually coughing though the last 2 days.
Oh, see, I don't have a cough.
Pain of varicose veins.
Do you have trouble getting in a rest? Oh, never mind. You always do. You always do. Never mind. It's not a good indicator on you. Limp dick is automatic for you.
Do
you think you're fatigued?
Yeah.
See, I can't tell just because I haven't.
I'm tired.
I don't think I am.
It's Giuliani here. I've learned a lot this year.
Hey,
Yes.
Michael Brown recognized Dr. Grossman because apparently you two have the same doctor.
Yeah, I know.
Title.
Except for me at work.
Then he takes out loans against your home until
And you're starting to tell.
I said that.
You're the collection costs you're not protected by insurance, your bank, or common identity theft programs. Home title.
Are you guys still? You're not doing yoga? No.
You become a victim of title theft while a member.
You want me to go to Costco? You want me to go to yoga? What are you saying?
Saying you're tired ass.
You want me to be a super spreader? I mean, what do you think? It's amazing all the places you're telling us to go.
You were just done this. You were just
Code Radio at HometitleLock.com.
told you're positive, right? This morning?
This morning.
That's Code Radio at HometitleLock.com.
Stay away from my buddy Milo. You give Milo the vid.
Dr. Anthony Fauci over erroneous statements that he's been making about the coronavirus. Let's talk about that too.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, 303-713-TALK. Don't forget waterpros.net to be hooked up on a whole house system or a drinking fountain system. Wonderful people, waterpros.net. I can't say enough about them. Now, Dr. Terry Grossman is on the line, and it's funny, Michael Brown says, I go to Grossman Wellness. He recognized him on the air, and yes, and he actually does some nice commercials for you, but I joked and said, yeah, but the wellness isn't working on him as well as me. But anyway, Dr. Grossman, if we compared me to him, who's in better shape? I'm just kidding. I'm not going to put you on the spot. I'd like to ask, though, what you think about nebulizing. And for those listening, a nebulizer is a little apparatus you can have. They make them as little as handheld, battery operated, and
they're for babies.
A little face mask, and you can put liquid medicine in it, or in the case of in some cases, people are saying a diluted, food-grade, purified hydrogen peroxide, not what you get in the drugstore, but you put it in there, and it nebulizes, which means it turns it into like a mist that you inhale. So specifically, all over the internet, and people are talking about inhaling this purified hydrogen peroxide. Your thoughts?
Right. There's been for the past couple decades, there have been some holistic-oriented physicians that have used nebulizers, which simply vaporize liquids, and they're conventionally used for asthma medications and other type of lung disease The doctors and patients will put medication in there. They'll get vaporized, and they'll inhale them into their lungs to treat the various lung diseases. And some people have been taking sterile solutions of a very dilute, and I want to emphasize it has to be very dilute. People do not want to be putting peroxide in a nebulizer, inhaling it. This is a dangerous thing to do. But under proper supervision, talking to somebody who knows what they're doing, a medical professional, you can prepare a sterile and very dilute solution of hydrogen peroxide, and there is some anecdotal evidence. Once again, we don't have the double-blind studies that we'd like to see, but many people have reported improvement in upper respiratory infections after doing inhalations of these dilute solutions of hydrogen peroxide via nebulizer. There are also people that will take iodine solutions, like betadine, and put very dilute solutions of betadine and inhale them as well. So one hears different things from different groups about how they use nebulized medications.
Okay. Now, as far as exercise and immunity, is it good for immunity?
No question about it. One of the best things you can do to keep your immune function, exercise is good for so many things, and it includes upregulating, in other words, making the factors in your bloodstream that fight infection more active. So when you're acute...
Daph wanted me to let you know line 1 has a question.
You can't exercise. And if you're recovering, you want to take it easy. But if you're feeling well, one of the best things you can do to avoid infection is to exercise regularly, both aerobically, where you get your heart rate up, and the weightlifting type things for strength training.
Well, Doc, it's no secret. I mentioned I had an exposure to Deputy Doc, a friend of ours, you know him, and I had exposure before that to my kids. But I wanted to ask, if you're feeling symptomatic, let's say a little tiny bit of scratchy throat and sniffles or fatigue, would working out help or harm at that point?
Well, I would let your body be your guide. If you do something and afterwards you feel really wiped out and exhausted, then you've done too much. But, if a moderate amount of exercise, even when you are a little bit sick, is probably just fine. Okay.
Now let's talk to Monica. She has a question for you. Monica, welcome to the show. Dr. Terry Grossman from Grossman Wellness on the lines. Monica.
Hey, thank you. I have a question, just kind of confusing. People who seem to have a bad case of COVID, they actually give them dexamethasone to knock down their immune system because it overreacts. So if you're talking about taking the D and C and zinc and whatever to build your immune system, I'm kind of confused.
Monica, that's a great question, and it's important to differentiate between the prevention of a disease and the treatment of a disease once it becomes active. So taking these things that boost the immune system will help prevent the disease, but once the disease becomes established, and particularly this coronavirus, it seems to have an effect where the degree to which your immune system fights it can actually be a problem in and of itself. And right. It's the immune response to the COVID virus that can cause excessive amount of mucus in your airways, and people have difficulty getting oxygen in their bloodstream. And in that case, suppressing the immune system with a mild immunosuppressant like dexamethasone, they have been using this with great success in the hospitals now, and just shows the difference between preventing disease and treating disease. So this discrepancy is not uncommon at all in medicine. Thank you for that question.
Sure. Well, I'm sorry, Monica, but Doc, so if you have COVID, you shouldn't be taking the vitamin D and the vitamin C and the other stuff?
No, those are fine to take while you're sick. But if you reach the point that you're like in the intensive care unit or you're in the hospital and you need steroids, you'll back off on all that stuff, and you'll just listen to what your doctors
recommend. And by the way, I want to mention something, Dr. Grossman, not to step on in your area, but the immunoresponse is different than the immunostrength. Building up your immune system to a great degree will not mean you have more of an immunoresponse. It just means you have more of the tools if you do get a response. So it's a little confusing there. Once your body takes over and responds, it's not responding with the same raw materials that you put into it. I don't know if I'm explaining that right, Dr. Grossman, but I think people are confused with the strength of their immune system as opposed to the response of their immune system. Some people have immune responses to anything that hurts them.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A really good analogy is to look at the pandemic that they had back in 1918. This disease mostly killed, it had a predilection for young, healthy adults. Young children, babies were spared, elderly people were spared, but the healthiest people in society were the ones that died. And the reason that was because their immune systems were so strong, they mounted such a powerful response against this that they literally drowned in their own immune responsiveness. And in some cases, it seems as though that is what's going on with COVID as well. So what you said in terms of what you can do to strengthen your immune system makes a lot of sense to keep you as healthy as possible so that you don't get the disease, or if you do, it's a mild case. But if for whatever reason you develop a more significant illness and it turns out that your doctors feel
got a break soon,
it suppress your immune system, well, that's a completely different situation to deal with at that time.
And again, Dr. Grossman, again, we're saying all we want to do is try to keep ourselves healthy, whether COVID is here or not. I think that what this is doing for America, if any positive came from it, is we now think about wellness. Absolutely.
I think that I'm a wellness specialist. That's kind of what I do in my practice. And, I know that a lot of businesses have suffered. I'm fortunate, and I feel very blessed in the fact that we're actually very busy because people realize that the best thing that they can do to stay healthy during these difficult times with so much illness in the community is to keep your body as healthy as possible. So eating well, getting plenty of exercise, taking appropriate, nutritional supplements and things like that, controlling your stress, getting a lot of sleep, as well as all of the routine recommendations.
Got a break.
Washing your hands, staying away from people, wearing masks. I think all of those things make a lot of sense.
Dr. Grossman, thank you so much for being here. Grossman Wellness Center. The number is 303-233-4247. More coming.
Sheridan, I'll take in about a minute.
Now, Impact Traffic.
This is again, I did a couple of those. Have Mark do one?
Mark, you want to do Sheridan now?
On eastbound I-70 past Colorado Mills. And then a second crash in the backup has all lanes blocked at Denver.
All right, when is it?
Traffic being diverted off of eastbound I-70.
And Mark, do not.
Ramps there.
I got it. I'm going to hang up on you guys. When we come back, you're going to have about 40 seconds.
Bye.
Later.
Yeah.
Don't be confused by immunoresponse versus immunostrength.
No, and that's what I've seen. And I'm wondering if that's why kids aren't getting it. Because when they go, the body goes wild trying to get everything. And I wonder if kids don't have that immunity response.
With the adults, okay?
From award-winning level
I'm going to tell you this, okay?
It's delivered to your
because their listen carefully. Because their immune system is not strong, it makes it because the immune system only reacts to what it needs, and it doesn't. They're trying to put enough coal in the burner, and it's running out of coal.
But are you taking melatonin? I take melatonin every night.
I can't stand it. It gives me scary fucking scary.
I don't know if I really have.
I take it during the day. Does it make you sleepy?
No, I just take it at night.
I'm wondering if I just take it during the day because.
Is it really that scary? Really?
No. Stephanie made me stop taking it because I scream.
Wow.
No, it's bad for me.
Like I said, everybody's different. But no,
so where do you work out when you're not playing racquetball?
I don't really work out. I just do
fucking asshole.
I just do push-ups and pulls.
Yeah.
Just letting you know you have exactly a minute left. You want to finish up with Daniel, or do you want to definitely tell him something? What are you going to do?
This is the guy that
with the car that's got stolen, and then
Let that take care of it. I mean, there's not much we can do. First of all, he's not personally liable. Tell him not to even worry about it, and then send him a gift.
Okay, not personally liable.
I do push-ups every morning, I do pull-ups every morning, and I try to do a plank at night. 2.5 minutes, 240, something like that.
Consultation, 253 haircraft, and $250 off. Simply call 720-459-HAIR. That's 720-459-HAIR, or check them out at advancedhair.com. That's Advanced Hair.
That's kind of fine. We both have that tickle in the throat.
You don't?
No, I do. Hey, do you put, you got a humidifier in your house?
No.
Don't you kind of worry about how dry it is? Isn't dryness kind of tough?
It is probably, but I've never actually addressed it. Okay. I just never have. I'm not saying I shouldn't. Maybe I should.
Because Mark, I don't really like that system where they put it through the vents and everything. I just worry about mold and stuff like that.
No, I don't like that.
So I just have a humidifier, and I tell you what, it's hard to keep.
It's a humidifier that's sonic and not steam.
No. This is just a water. It just sucks up the water and blows a fan through it and stuff. So
no heat.
No heat.
No, yeah. I don't like those heat ones that will give you mold. But there are some nebulizers, actually, is what they are. But they're
the sonic ones, usually, they don't, you got to constantly fill them.
Yeah, well, that's because they're putting a lot of moisture in. You can set those.
But I just look, it's so hard to keep moisture in the air in Denver. It really is. You know,
that's why people get so dehydrated, because they sweat so much. And, you know, I love when people think they don't sweat a lot. They're sweating more than anywhere in the world. It's just that it evaporates so quickly you don't feel it. I mean, you're perspiring. The sweat is...
Well, just breathing, you're putting out...
Well, when you are back east and you perspire, it turns into sweat because the air is saturated. So the air doesn't suck it off your skin. But our air sucks it off our skin. So we sweat more.
And I like the dryness, but I tell you, that's why everybody should keep a glass of water next, because when you wake up, I tell you, you go through, the first thing I've ever heard is you should drink 8 ounces of water as soon as you wake up. Because you're dehydrated the whole night and you get a dry mouth. So
my blood sugar showed up.
Yeah, I think most people are. I know I am. Suzanne's drinking a gallon of water. Remember, she was carrying that around. She was drinking. She's just a little person.
It's hot and melting mozzarella and fun.
See, Mark's not. He's just not doing it right. Fiber doesn't do. I mean, okay, fiber's not bad. It's not doing shit for nutrients. It has no nutrients in it.
It keeps you regular.
But no nutrient value whatsoever.
Right. It keeps you regular. That's what it does.
Fat has no nutrient value. Fiber has no nutrient value. Both of them are really good for you.
Having leg pain, swelling, or redness.
The worst thing that ever happened in this country was the low fat craze.
Absolutely.
Cancer rates soar.
I totally agree with that. And how, so you know, so there he said, well, they haven't done the double-blind test. The government came out with that fucking pyramid thing. What about that? I bet you they didn't do a double-blind test.
It should have been put upside down.
Right. But I mean, what I'm saying is why won't they come out and say this is what you should be taking when they did that fucking pyramid and they got it all wrong?
Steve Haney is the mortgage doctor and the go-to guy in Colorado. The Mortgage Doctor Show, Saturdays at 6
a.m. They really screwed that up. They really did.
So, you have a residential real estate question? Get it in.
All right, about 15 seconds. Get it done, guys.
Get it done.
Get her done!
Saturday, 8 a.m. Impact in your life. 630 KHOW. Now more with a troubleshooter, Tom Martino.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter, and here's what I want to say.
If you want to know more about immunoboosting that I do, and I'm serious, I'm not selling anything, I'm not giving you a recommendation. If you're nosy and simply want to know what I do, and I'm not even holding myself out there as being some guy that'll never get sick. I'm not doing that, okay? I'm afraid of being sick just like anyone. But if you want to know what I do, which is based on extensive research and knowledge, hey, you can write to us, and I'm going to do a mass email, okay? I'll blind the people copies so that your email won't be shown. but I'm going to do one. I don't have time to do individual emails. So if you want to know it, write to us. help@troubleshooter.com. You must put in the subject line immuno-boosting or immune-boosting supplements. That's it. You don't even have to write a letter. Just put immune-boosting supplements in the subject matter. The email address, help@troubleshooter.com. And we'll take all of the email addresses, and we will send out one email. Okay? And it will have the formula. I'm Jason. Okay. I hope you stay healthy. And remember, nothing the government is doing is based on science. So when they say follow the science, they're lying.
Follow Tom Martino at Real Tom Martino.
Are you curious when you should take Social Security? This is Kurt Cambier. Visit my website now for your free Social Security analysis at kurtcambier.com. That's Kurt with a K.
So what's happening?